free reign. Talk to me. We're gonna hit a beat and talk about my Eve. Everybody, you
Oh,
know what I say.
God.
I'm gonna do a beat.
Make it stop,
Rain.
It's
Why?
time to stop. Why did you?
Rock, paper, scissors, right? We don't want Eve to be as simple as shut the fuck up, Seto!
Buds of like memes, and these small gangers are like, we're the elite of the elite. Do not fuck with us. We will kill you. We are the best players ever. It's like, dude, I did your shit. I did it better than you did.
You know what this conversation is like? When I say not enough supers die in Delve, and people tell me, oh look, there's a super died in Delve. So it's like, when I'm
What are
talking
you
about
even
the balance
talking
issue,
about? We were talking about fucking balance, not supers
Yeah.
dying in Delph.
Look,
Why does
look.
everything with you have to be about supers fucking dying in
Shut
Delph?
up! Shut up!
Christ!
It's an analogy, moron. It's an analogy. Okay?
You guys stop arguing. You act like a fucking married couple. Jesus Christ.
No, don't stop arguing.
It's an
Well, it
analogy.
is trash talk too.
I was like,
Literally the best part of this show is the fact that nobody can hear us chat utter shit
Lip
to you,
read
Red
Tuesday, dude.
I think this is the best rendition of Trash Talk
Wait, is
Tuesday
this
so far.
is this correct? This is correct. Okay. Look.
Webcam
Everything
Tuesday.
broken?
Wait, no, wait. Webcam Tuesday ended. Can you extend
Yes,
it?
I will extend it. Look, this is what had happened, okay? My computer did updates,
happened
and it
was-
was like, buh, I'm gonna be stupid. And then it changed all my audio devices. Everybody should be able to hear everybody now, correct? Can chat, can you hear me?
I cannot hear
Yes.
Redline.
What?
Everyone can.
Can anyone hear Redline?
What's going on?
Is Redline talking? I can't hear
Look,
him.
so
I can't hear him either.
Redline can be heard. Redline can be heard, but
Just
is
not seen.
Redline is
I'm sorry,
Redline
somebody-
I see his
listen?
mic light, but I don't
talking
hear
right
anything.
now.
He fucking his shit up again.
All right, Rain,
Yeah,
introduce the show.
Welcome to Trash Talk Tuesday, where we pretend.
Thought you
Redline's
couldn't
not
hear me.
here.
Thought you couldn't hear me, Rain.
No. Rain was welcoming Twitch chat to Trash Talk Tuesday, where we cannot hear anybody else.
Welcome to Twatch Talk Tuesday.
Oh my god. Maybe we should have a little bit of a gap there, maybe.
Welcome to Can't Twitch Tuesday.
Look, we can all Twitch just fine. Mibbles is here. He's in the Discord server, but he's asleep. He has a bedtime, so he can't come on. We're gonna set up another time of day where he can come, and we can talk to Dr. Mibbles or something. I don't know. All right. Well, anyways,
PhD or MD?
Who the fuck cares?
I do. It matters.
Maybe he's a therapist.
Okay, there you go. See, that's all I wanted to know.
QT.
Right.
No,
Cute.
you
I do
QT.
Stop it. You're gonna make me blush.
Hey, Redline. Speaking of sleeping, guess what I did on stream today?
Did you fall asleep? Was that you in the screenshots I saw? Please tell me
Yeah,
it
that was me falling
God
asleep
bless.
on stream.
Ladies
for
and gentlemen,
Don't be embarrassed.
45 fucking minutes.
Don't be
Welcome-
embarrassed. It happens to all of us.
welcome to the stream, Sleepy 3-Foot Ninja. 65.
After 12 fucking hours of mining, apparently it got to me. So
That's
Threefoot,
nuts,
do you have
dude.
like the hypoglycemia or whatever?
That's not a thing
no.
that causes
Okay.
you to go to sleep. What? What?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I-
Talking about
I might-
narcolepsy?
I might have undiagnosed
that's what it is.
narcolepsy.
There we go.
Narcolepsy.
That's the word.
Hypoglycemia, heart narcolepsy, they're close.
All right.
I mean,
They both start with letters, right?
exactly.
true.
There you go.
They're both
Could have
medical
minor
terms.
They're
syndrome.
both medical terms, exactly.
Minor
All right,
syndrome.
well,
You just
anyways.
fall asleep and
Wait,
ass
sorry.
right up.
What?
Are we digging
What?
into the bit where words actually matter and
No.
hypo? and
No,
No,
words don't matter.
no.
I don't
different words?
think so. All right, guys. So we are 57% of the way to Webcam Tuesday. That's interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and extend it for another 30 days. Took you
And
guys
add 25% to it.
This took you guys like 3 months to get there. Like, I can't believe that you would take this
You
long to
capped
get
it at 2K per stream.
I
so-
can't cap it. It's capped by default. So Twitch
Then
is
lower the
trying
total.
to keep me safe.
Nuh-uh. I've seen people do 10,000 when I would have donation or not donation point thingies.
Okay, prove it.
Oh shit!
Look, I have no way to
prove it.
change
You
it.
have to
Add a new
prove it.
community challenge.
I've seen it. She confirmed. I confirmed it.
Sorry.
Well,
no,
so
I-
it says
doesn't-
that you put in 10K, but it actually counts all of the times that you donated 2K. So if
Yeah.
you donated 2K 5 times, then you donated 10K in total, and it shows you that total every time you donate. It doesn't
Yeah.
show you what you donated at that time. So
Yeah,
you can
Ray.
only
Yeah,
donate
but
2
Yeah.
That doesn't
I
sound
did,
right.
at a
I
time.
did a donation or a point goal at 100,000, and I got it in 2 days because people could just give all their points, and I never had people spending points.
Maybe they changed it after you did that because that seems like it's way too quick for that to work. But anyways,
Yeah.
the challenge is back, so you can give your points there. I mean, the less points you have, the more points you give to the challenge, the less points you have to press the big red button. A special pine cone. If you're out there, don't fucking do it. Just don't. We just
Fire that shit up.
we just started the stream, and I can't.
Was it 1,000,000 points last time when it got pushed?
No, it was only
No, it was
100,000.
Oh, okay.
I thought it
I was
was
like,
50,000.
you had
Oh,
1,000,000 points.
No, it was 100,000, and then I made it 1,000,000 after he pressed it twice, and I ended the stream that one time.
Oh,
So
and Rain also refunded his shit.
Yeah, so
yeah,
you kept doing it.
exactly. That's not even fair. Anyways, welcome to Trash Talk Tuesday. We're off to a great start. The sound was muted in the beginning. That was my bad. And I'm Redline, and everybody else is here. We've got 3-Foot Ninja. We've got Gurgaran. We've got Dirk. We've got Dominarch. We've got Loki. We've got some guy named Marius. We've got
Heyo.
Rain. We've got Sager. And we've got Redrin, who is not Villy, by the way. That's not him.
I want to just real quick interject before we get into the actual trash talk. And
Okay.
say, a huge thank you to everyone who was involved in the Anger Games over the last few weeks. 3-Foot Ninja was there, Rain was there, we had Jintan, we had Moderator, we had Ithaca Hawk, we had Bayart J working behind the scenes, we had Zurak, we had Mizir, we had a bunch of people that I'm going to completely forget to name, General Stargazer,
CCP
So-
Swift.
How did,
CCP
how did the Test and
Software
Goons
still
show match go?
organised it. The Test Goons show match never actually happened because
Where do I know that name from?
Why not?
Goons made it to the top 3, Redline.
Okay,
Believe it or not.
so there should have been a show match then.
No,
if
no.
Test
there
didn't make it to the
couldn't-
top 3. Why? Was
there
Test in the
couldn't
top
be a
3?
show match
They played on the
because
last
That would be-
day.
that would be too
Goons were
many
playing on the last
days.
day.
Yeah.
Goons were in the semi-final, basically.
So you're telling me that at no point in time could 7 people from the Goon team fight 7 people from the Test team for all of our entertainments?
The assumption that the Goon team had more than 10 people at any one time is hilarious in and of itself. But generally,
What?
I
I
just
said
want to say
7.
a
I
massive
didn't.
thank
What?
you.
Mm-mm.
Massive thank you to everyone who was involved. And yeah,
Would you characterize
really,
it as
it
a
was so much fun.
success, a massive success?
I'd characterize it as an incredible success.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Watch out.
Good job, guys. This is definitely needed for the game.
So
Richmond's gonna
now
come in
that
and tell you that you didn't explain what transversal matching was at the right time during the
great,
broadcast.
just don't say his
so-
name 2 more times, otherwise he'll appear thin air.
It-
All
The
right. So,
only
anyways,
Chinese
Dirk,
person who's
Dirk,
not
Dirk,
a bot.
Now that you have
I
you've
do real
done-
quick.
you've done your
notice
thing
CCP Swift
for it.
in Twitch chat.
Wait,
CCP
no,
Swift
I want to
in Twitch
notice
chat
CCP
was
Swift in Twitch chat.
doing
Please.
some
I
great
noticed him
work
too.
for us. He's a cool dude. He had a ton of experience to lend us. Thank you
Yeah,
very much, CCP Swift.
That new Swift guy at CCPC is pretty cool, but is he going to be able to convince the community to take him seriously?
Stop it.
I think so.
Anyways,
Bro,
to start off the
the
trash
CEO.
talk nice and strong, you know, I see that CCP Swift said that Goons had too many real matches to do show matches, which just indicates to me one thing: Goons are tired, and this war is almost over. Ha!
The artist formerly known as Elise Randolph would
God damn
never have
it.
any reason to favor Pappy at all. Not at all.
God
Come
damn
on,
it! You
Redline.
can't just.
Come at me.
Are you saying that?
Isn't he allowed to still be at least Randolph once his 3-month new employee ban expires?
He could be, but
He will always be my CEO.
he has yet to choose to engage in that. He's still CCP Swift, and thus far he is the artist formerly known as.
He's still too new. His account's still banned, dude.
Yeah.
Does that put
Yeah,
his
don't
character?
they-
I am
in
glad they
ban?
changed that though. That it's only a 3-month ban instead of a whole time ban. That's
Yeah.
a good move.
I think probably once he goes to Iceland and gets like all his shit onboarded, they're probably gonna let him have it. Because like Fozzie and others in Aurora have their mains still.
Probably let him have it in more ways than one, right?
I will say, Swift was a fantastic contributor.
Giggity.
Thank you very much, CCP Swift.
Guys,
for
I've unfortunately
helping
been
us out
timed
and
out
watching
for a
this
few
show as
minutes. So
Where are you going?
I'm timed out, so I can't talk for a couple minutes.
Why's that?
Because people are mean to him all the time. It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's pretty easy to be mean to Redline. So
It is pretty easy, but I mean, come on. It's like
Who put him in the corner? He's on timeout?
Yeah.
CCP Swift put him in the corner because he was shit talking the Anger Games. So here we are talking about the Anger Games. Rain, what did you think about the Anger Games? Being a tournament nerd yourself.
I thought it went pretty well. I would say there were the hiccups, like the streaming hiccups on the first day were kind of rough. But otherwise I thought it was fun. Like I don't know if you saw me. I was doing the predictions, so I would like cue the predictions up and like chat seemed to absolutely love those. So that was fun.
I lost all my points to the goons, by the way.
I want to ask, Rain, did you actually see that you were credited at the end of the last day?
No. Did you guys give me credits for doing the predictions?
We did a credit roll, and you were credited as one of our Twitch mods because you did
Heck yeah.
fantastic work. Thank you very much for that, by the way.
Except for that one time when you did the wrong one and everybody used all their channel points and then didn't get them back.
Actually, that wasn't Rain. That wasn't Rain. I'll take
Is that you?
responsibility for that. That was me. I fucked that up.
I lost all my points and then
I did it on purpose, Redline. I didn't want you to have points.
That's so toxic. I can't believe you would do that.
Thank you, Dirk. No, it was a ton of fun. Being like sort of an outsider to watching the Anger Games, and also as a participant, I had a blast participating. I would totally do it again.
Would you perhaps join your team again in searching for the boundary, Rain?
Yes, I would 100%.
I don't think they need to
That's
search
the question I was
for
just
it.
going to ask.
They
Will you do it
literally-
again?
They literally don't have any problem finding it.
Wait, sorry, Dominic.
Will you do this again? Do you think the Anger Games? Will you do it again?
This was the third Anger Game.
I know, but will you do it again? I'm asking.
Yeah, but it died once, so are you guys gonna do it again or what?
Okay, so I am not Sothrasil. I cannot claim.
Okay, we'll get the angry German and bring him on.
If it was up to you, would you do it again?
If it was up to me, I would do it again. I'd
There you
also
go.
quite like to stream it again. I've got a bunch of ideas for how to improve the stream quality, the camera quality, and stuff like that. There's a ton of ideas that I've got about this.
Well,
So,
after you
yeah,
got past the
sure.
first day hiccups, it went pretty good, didn't it? The streaming.
So has
You liked it.
have you had like
what you may have missed in the streaming was we had Bayart J doing the stream for the first weekend. So the first 2 days were Bayart J. And then he taught me how to stream. And then I took the following 2 weekends on. So like I did my first 4 live streams in the space of 10 days. And all of them were Anger Game stuff. It was a ton of really interesting things. I learned a bunch. I'd quite happily do it again, but for sure it was intense, and I'd love to be able to implement some improvements.
You know what else is intense?
Fucking while camping.
Camping?
Sleeper bags, yeah.
You know what? You
Got 'em, boys.
Ruin
Got
another
'em.
joke for me again. You goddamn filthy stream sleeper. I swear to
Okay.
God.
I'm not allowed to make jokes.
So Thrazil, right?
Sothrasil. How many times have we said his name and you say shit like Sothrasil?
This is the thing. Does he
Okay,
know that
Brisk.
his name is like really similar to like a god in the Elder Scrolls or something?
I imagine he does.
I'll bet that's on purpose.
Probably does.
Yeah, I bet that's on
Okay.
purpose. Yeah.
Does he have an alt named Alexia?
Hey, guy with
I
a
gotta
name that whose name is similarly very, very close to a name of a god? Did you know your name is close to the name of a god?
Hey, I don't know. Not everyone on
Wait,
planet
which
Earth
god
was
in the Elder
made-
Scrolls? You
So-
mean the Daedric princes, right?
No,
So-
I'm
Well,
one of the
Daedric princes
Alms
are
Civi.
gods, if you think about it. They are Etada, original
Yeah, but
spirits.
they're called Daedric princes. Which one is he named
No,
close to?
Okay, wait.
Just
the
because they're
hold-
not part of the
hold on
9
a second.
divines doesn't mean they're not a god.
There's
Rain,
a person that is
the-
malding about
Hey, Redline.
cats. What?
Did you know your name is really close to a colored line?
What?
His name's really close to the
Really
line
close
to
to
the
a
character in
film.
Final Fantasy
It's also
7.
close to 14 too.
It's his name is the character of Final Fantasy 4 or Final Fantasy 7. Red
Is-
Line 13.
Is that what
It's
it
It's
like
is?
also
it's
close
the
to a black
fucking
line or a
dog.
blue line or.
His name is
Yellow line?
Red
Is this the
13.
point at which we
first
asked
off.
for
Yeah.
7 red lines?
Not red
I really
line
wish I had
13.
thought of naming myself after a god or something. That would have been clever.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Loki is a god. What the or no? Yeah, he is.
Dumbass.
I-
You
I-
caught
I-
Raid,
No.
hook, line, and sinker. Hook,
No.
line, and sinker.
so
Lucky,
good.
Lucky,
Oh
you're
my
named
God.
after strategic cruiser,
Have I what?
and you're gonna have to accept that. You're named
Actually-
after a Mimitar ship.
Actually, it's a Marvel character. It's his favorite thing, right? Marvel characters.
That's
Yeah,
right.
It's
The
definitely
superhero.
Marvel characters.
So we do
I
have
actually hate you all about
we
that.
we
So-
do
so
have
red
a
line
great
graph,
we
right?
do have
Am
a
I getting that
great
right?
guy that joined the channel here. His name is Ultrari Phoenix, and Ultrari, I just have one real simple question for you. You feed any jackdaw fleets lately?
No, just mutants, buddy.
Good job. You're
I don't think you're the only one.
That
picked
was such an
recently.
honest answer.
progressing. Yeah, I guess.
I'm rubbing off on him.
Well, that's
Why,
awkward.
You feed mutants too?
I didn't say I rub. Well, I did say I rub off on you. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of awkward.
Yeah, it is.
I
It is
mean,
what it
you
is.
didn't say that you were rubbing on him, so I mean that's less
I
awkward.
rub.
He's
I
had a
rubbed one
good
off on
old,
him.
like heavy feed in a while.
I mean, Dominak, Bastion member makes Goons member worse. Is that really the impact that you want to have?
I mean, if
That's
he's
kinda
rubbing
normal,
on him,
isn't
it
it?
feels
Isn't
like
that
it'd make his
kinda-
member
yeah.
better, right?
Well, I don't know.
Sorry, that was innuendo. My apologies. I'll see myself out.
Would you rather feed jackdaws or munins? And therefore, the question of did Dominak improve or, decrease Alterari's performance?
Wait,
If
can
I
we
was
get
there,
this
if
as
I
a
was there,
poll?
I definitely decreased it. I can guarantee that.
This is a poll for Twitch chat. Would you rather feed jackdaws or munins?
I think that's
Or me.
I think that's a. Would you rather? Okay, now I'm in for the poll. I'm doing the poll. Would you rather feed jackdaws, munins, or Dominarch?
What are we feeding Dominar?
That's a rough one.
Like
Well,
a
I
baby?
would have fed Dominarch a Dutch letter if he showed up to the meetup that we were doing, but
Okay, here's the thing. I got my second shot on Friday, and it wiped me out. I passed out Friday night. I didn't wake up until Sunday, so I do apologize. I didn't make it.
that's all right.
I'll feed Dominar.
My bite.
Just vote in the poll if that's what you want to do. Vote in the poll.
Yeah.
So, Rain, to answer your question, Sothasil, not a Daedric prince and not a god. She was a living god. She was part of the tribunal.
I think it's all. I think
Wait,
it's all
sorry.
made up.
Whoa. No,
Already.
there's a very serious point I have to make here. Sothasil, not a prince, not a god. She was a living god. Was she
Yeah,
a
she's a
god or
princess.
was she
By
not
God,
a
people
god?
by God, people mean the 9 divine.
So
I don't-
one of the Alms Civi.
How did I manage to find people who are nerdier than me?
This
Actually, I
is-
asked myself this
Because
today.
you chose to play EVE Online, Loki.
Apparently,
There's
holy
always
Loki?
going to be a
fuck.
bigger fish.
Loki extremely nerdier than you. I mean,
Gang,
a lot nerdier. Yeah.
No,
I
I'm
just
realizing
have
this. I'm like,
I just have a few
IRL.
simple questions that I want to ask, and it all starts with what the fuck is this show? What are we even talking about
This
right
is
now?
trash.
Redline, this
talking
is
about
what
everything.
happens when you don't give us a agenda.
I couldn't.
Thanks a lot,
I don't,
Redline.
ha- I
Failure
don't
in
have an
leadership, Redline.
agenda.
Failure.
Crowdsource the agenda. Like he was like,
Yeah, I tried to
You guys wanna
crowdsource the
discuss?
agenda, and everyone was like, "Let's talk about a topic that I didn't even understand." Loki says,
Talk
can
about that
break
Nick that
the
died
rules.
last night.
No,
Loki-
no, really.
Loki,
Let-
okay, we're going to talk about this, right? Loki says conflict is the main driver of progress and change, and nearly every Eve talk show wants to get by without it. Furthermore, this is a reflection of a society with easy lives. What does that mean?
We all have we have first
putting in
world
his
problems.
dissertation, and he wants us to proofread it.
Okay,
That's
first of
what
all,
I'm
I'd like to preface this with I'm a cook.
Yeah, fucking.
There is no
Are you gonna
dissertation.
feed?
I'm not,
Does that
I'm
mean
not
you
having
feed
tea with the
Loki?
fucking dean. Yeah, no, there's no masters for cooking, dude. You just got a master cooking.
Okay, you're a cook. I get it, but what?
That's not true. I thought
What
you
does
could
that
become a
have to
chef.
do? What does that have to do with this very clearly philosophical question?
Because he mentioned me having a dissertation, which there is no dissertation. Although if I had a dissertation, it could be on this very topic.
Get to the point.
Hospitality, you can get a dissertation in. Chemistry, which is part of cooking, you can get a dissertation in.
Oh my
so
god!
get fucked.
So you're literally you're
What does this have to
jumping.
do with
Dissertation in
anything?
art.
Okay.
Would you like an actual description of what Loki is talking about there?
Preferably, yeah. That might have been exactly what I
Okay.
asked for.
What Loki is talking about there is in terms of the historical assumption of progress.
Okay,
People
define.
researching things for a purpose, right?
And what's
You're
the
looking
context?
the context is that
Is it
generally
Eve related?
within that people make progress within war that can then be expanded upon within peacetime. So, for example, and this is going to get a little bit controversial, the atomic bomb.
Okay, wait. Let me. Oh no. We've
Just go back further. Use the Romans as an example.
Can you use an Eve example? No, can we use the Eve examples?
Let's use an Eve example. Let's
use
make
Bob.
it Eve like.
I'm gonna need a second to come
Smart
up
bombs.
with an Eve example.
Okay, we'll be quiet while you do
Smart
that.
bombs? Someone
I
said
have-
smart
I have a
bombs.
whole thing that I could do if you guys really want. Or
Yes,
So
Loki,
wants to
do
go
it.
with an Eve example. Let's go with an Eve example. Great.
Yeah, do it. Let's hear it. What is this talking
Where
about?
do you find toe flavored fucking crayons? I need some of those.
What?
Read
Toe
chat.
flavored crayon.
Well, when did we invite Ron? Is my
Stop it.
question,
Ron
but
doesn't eat
that's-
crayons.
Well, not anymore. He's not a Marine anymore. He's
That's
out.
the joke, Marines.
We know.
Let's go to
Mhm.
Loki with his actual idea.
Okay,
please.
to Loki for his actual
all that-
idea.
The
Loki,
thing
go.
that you just read, that long ass fucking thing that you just read, right? What I'm basically saying is that as a society, so when I say a society, I mean mostly Western society, we're systematically removing conflict from our lives, right? This
I mean
seems
Eve
to be...
society.
You mean like cowboys
No,
and
but
stuff?
I just mean just generally, right? Because Eve is a reflection of like modern society, right? Like it has to be. We're all part of modern society, so it's a reflection of us, right?
I am
so
a
the
part of
tribalism.
I'm not
and the
really part of modern society.
I'm
pre-modern
returning the monkey.
society.
I don't know about you.
Let's pretend that what I just said made sense because it
Okay,
does.
it did.
Okay,
Okay.
now we
Be
can
in a
keep going.
medieval feudal
We're-
society.
We're pretending, and now we're
So
listening
because
to Loki.
we're removing conflict from our lives, right? This is seen as progress, which is true, right? The less conflict we have on a day-to-day basis, right? The more than likely, the better we should feel, the easier things are going to be, the more time we're going to have for other things, right? 150 years ago, the majority of the conflict you'd run into on a day-to-day basis would have something to do with your survival, right? Like firewood, needing food, needing to go do things, grab things, get money. You had a whole political system which was massively out of whack and things were crazy, right? Today we don't really have those problems specifically. Like the biggest problem I faced today on my way was literally just on my way to work, there's traffic. It's not ideal, right? So we begin to look at now centralized conflict in our lives as like less than perfect circumstances. Okay.
That
So
feels specifically America-centric, but
Yeah,
please
that's
carry
kind
on.
of first world.
I don't know if it's just
Maybe North
that's why
American.
I said Western because I think that I mean I don't speak for Europe, but I'm gonna assume that like I don't know. I've seen a lot of the same issues that America has.
Europe doesn't know how to talk mostly.
As possibly
They
the
take
only
2
They
hours to
say
talk.
European
they say
in the
crisps.
room. I
Crisps
think
isn't a word. Sorry.
Well, welcome raiders from Talking in Stations. Thanks for that raid, Matterall. We got a poll going up, guys. If you'd rather feed Munins, Jackdaws, or Dominarch, go ahead and get on that poll using your channel points.
I will kill you if you Twitchify
You should
this
make
show
him a
one more
host,
time.
Redline. Look at that.
No, did you hear him
Oh, is he even
Twitchify
smoother
this?
than Billy?
That's a radio voice.
Awesome.
You
That was
can't.
way.
That is a
Billy's
radio
usually
voice.
the one doing that.
You can't Twitchify the show.
That's
Threefoot
fantastic,
Ninja's a
man.
great guy. I love that guy.
You need to come on Open Comms Friday.
So now if I can
Be
just
there, don't worry.
finish this part because it's so you look at that as like just that's your general outline. Now look at basically the news, right? The news used to actually present two sides of an argument. In fact, there were laws in the States and also in Canada that prohibited the presentation of a one-sided argument for obvious reasons, right? It creates a lot of problems. People
The
begin
news
believing
lopsided and falls over.
two sides of an argument.
There used to be laws in place in the United States that
There's no such
forced
thing as
journalists were not allowed to present a one-sided argument.
Okay. So
Okay.
where does this meet with EVE Online?
Okay, so my criticism is
No,
is
I don't realize that.
mostly my criticism is mostly the EVE journalists that are currently like doing shows
Right,
and stuff
so-
like that, right?
Hey, thanks for the host, Matterall. We're gonna talk shit about you real quick.
Are you talking shit about
we're
me?
No, we're not gonna call people. We're not gonna call people out. We're not gonna call people names and all that other shit. But
Realistically, I'd like to address Loki's idea that journalists in EVE have some weird approach to one side of an argument or the other based upon the fact that
I agree, and I want to hear
based upon
examples.
Can I just finish this though?
Point.
Okay,
Yeah.
can I just finish this next point? Because then this will all tie the whole thing together, I think. Okay. So the EVE journalists are not necessarily presenting one side or the other side, but there's a lack of nuance in the things that they're reporting. So for example, they're saying that people believe X, Y, or Z, and I can get into examples in a second, but there's no talk of why they actually, the fundamental beliefs behind those things. And I think that the nuances in those arguments are extremely important because I think that it would frame things in a way where people would be able to begin to look at those arguments and say, oh, I see what they're saying. I agree with this. Or, oh, well, yeah, I don't agree with that at all. But there would be some form of like resolution, not just like reporting blank facts. I understand that there's obviously there's a tipping point there between like what is journalism and what is a documentary reporting or something. But
there's
essentially
no difference between
Wait.
journalism and documentary reporting.
Okay, so
Journalism
I'm sorry,
should
Derek.
be
I'm going to interrupt
today.
you. I'm going to interrupt everybody
there sure is
because
today, right?
you
There's
you
obviously
said like three things, and none of them made sense to me at all.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
are you
So
are
life
you
used to be
saying
hard, now
that
it's
are you
easy.
saying that EVE journalists present one side of an argument depending on the side of the argument that they're on?
I think it depends on the show, right? If you were to watch the meta show, I think we can all agree that there's one side of an argument presented, and that if you don't want to fall in line with whatever argument's being presented, you're just simply not going to be invited back to the show.
All right.
Generally, right?
For clarity, you're specifically talking about talk shows in terms of EVE media.
That's
Sorry,
what he
well,
said in the guest
like what we're on currently is like whatever you want to call this. This
What
is not
do
really
you
a
call
news
this?
Well,
What do you call this?
This is an
This
EVE
is-
show. This is an EVE show with
I don't know
conflict.
what it
Dude.
is.
It's an EVE show with conflict, isn't it? There's
Not right now.
continuous conflict. The show all about conflict.
No, I really want to clarify. Are you talking about EVE media as live stream stuff?
Not really, because in those instances they're not acting as information sources, or if they are, they're acting as not abstract or objective media sources, right? So if you look at like Ron UMC or USMC or whatever the fuck his name is, he's not like, he's from Test. You know he's from Test. You know that he's presenting something's happening, so he is showing you that. But there's no real like, I don't know, official reporting that would lead me to suspect that I'm going to look at anything that isn't propaganda or that is propaganda. It's just whatever's happening mixed in with his own opinion, which is fine, right? Like
All right. So
that's a
let's
personalized
tie this into where we can have a conversation about this thing, I guess. Is there something wrong with that?
No, we're good. You're bad. That's
Shut
what
up,
it-
Dom.
Well, no,
You
but
suck.
it's a good
Goons are
question 'cause
trash.
it leaves. Yeah, exactly. It leaves places now, right? A lot of places for the messaging to just continue, which I guess is useful if you're one of the people who like the messaging. Right?
But
If
is
you're
there
in-
something wrong with it?
No,
Do you
there's
have
absolutely
something
nothing
wrong
wrong
Well,
with
this is
it?
the thing. Anything
Your side will
good
think
or
so?
bad in
Yeah.
any of this, right? Or in words at all, or in
Give me
ideas at all
something to
expressed.
disagree with.
Okay, so here's a good thing. So rental empires equal botting. So yeah, that's a good one, right? So goons believe that, like Mitten said on fucking
That's an
Saturday.
incredibly
But Goons isn't
No,
like
but-
a media outlet, right? You can say INN or like INN the live stream
or the
or
meta
INN
show.
the
So now
website,
let's do another
but you
one. Let's do
can't say
another one.
Goons, right? Because that's
INN is the mouthpiece of goons.
If you want to come at
Yeah,
me,
actually it is.
for
Because
good
we're-
story.
I have another example.
Right,
I'm sorry.
actually,
Before
I
anybody
have
says
to address
anything
that.
else, I have to address Pubstar Scumlord in the chat, who is my hero right now for what he's saying.
Oh dear lord. Fair. But like, I have to actually
I
go
love him.
ahead and say, if any of you want to go ahead and write something for INN, I will quite happily shepherd it through our
Why
editorial
would we
process
write anything for that
in the
shit
next
network?
week. Like, my
Because they want
point
to.
is, no, my point is
Because
that
you want
you
somebody
are
to
willing,
read it.
or you are welcome, I should say. You are welcome to write whatever you want and submit it to INN.
Or
So
New
what
Eden
about
Post.
Visual medium is much more powerful.
You could
than print
also
medium.
submit it to New
The
Eden
visual
Post.
medium may
We'll publish
be
it
more
too.
powerful in this context.
Can I just
But
answer Sega for
you
just
can-
for a second?
No, I just want to say,
Please let me answer Sega, because the dank isk that you get at INN is actually making your ticks go way
First
up.
off, we don't say the word dank on this stream. Okay?
Unless you're talking about a basement.
Why
a
not?
wet basement.
But
The
you just
only
said it.
time we say
But
the
you just
word
said it.
dank on this stream is if we're talking about dank iskies.
If we don't say it, then why
This
do
is
you
what
say
I
it?
just
He
did.
was talking about dank it. He was talking about dank ticks.
You want those dank iskies come to INN? We'll pay
What?
you
Nah,
for your
INN's shit.
controversial.
If you were about to write an article for INN, I will pay you 50% more to not.
Or
You can't fucking afford that.
75% more.
Okay,
Well, I know how I'm gonna get
Having
rich.
some really good ideas for INN articles suddenly. Hold
Actually,
on.
you know what? I'm gonna call Redline out on this. Redline will pay you 750 million ISK per article that you do not submit to INN. There's your money. There's your count. Come at us, Redline.
I just not submitted
Okay,
seven
Redline.
articles. I got
So-
700 articles. I just threw away. So what's that? 7 times 750?
So wait, do we? Because I kind of want to address Loki's thing, but if we want to trash talk, I'm okay with that too.
I don't
Well,
understand
there's another
Loki's
one.
thing. I
I just
would
threw it away.
love
I was gonna
to
ask some
talk about
clarifying
Loki's
questions.
thing.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I can
I was
explain
gonna-
it again in a more concise way because I thought about this.
No, let Rain ask questions.
Okay.
Because so you're
Ross.
talking about right, like media, but like I guess maybe this is where Redline was going or where you were going. But what do you define as media then? Is that because we were talking about live streams and shows, right? But does that also include articles? Does that include
Yes,
YouTube
of course it
videos? Does
Oh, yeah,
that
for sure. I think
include
it should include
like
articles. For sure.
propaganda, like propaganda art videos or not art videos, but art pieces?
Is this Eve?
And Power's got a very good
Right.
point.
So there's a good mix there, right? So if you look at Reddit, like Reddit's largely going to be a source of propaganda at this point. I
Stupidity.
think.
Yeah.
Well, or
Source
just
of derp.
a view, probably a biased viewpoint, probably, but not always, right? Like there's news there. I think it's up to us to really decide those
No.
things.
If you're
Somebody-
getting your news
somebody
from
who's
fucking
streaming-
Reddit, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Right, somebody
And,
who's
and
streaming.
seriously, if you can make sentences right, and it's enough to reach the limit of an article piece, posting it on Reddit is like throwing money out of the window, because they will literally publish it on INN.
Or New Eden Post. Stop saying INN.
Make this.
Oh no!
David,
Like I'm just gonna hop you there. Like, keep saying that it'll get posted on INN, but INN won't post anything. They will
will.
editorialize and take your article and they won't just let you post an article. Like, where's
They
this
will.
thing coming from?
So does
will.
that get to Loki's point where Loki was talking about okay, it's one-sided or biased, or is that just us as
Whoa,
players?
so you're
What's
telling me? Well, let's just stop. You're telling me I could post it. I could write an article and INN would post it.
Yes.
Yeah, you
Hi,
can. If you are
But-
not being
But
No,
I am
actually, no, I'm
also
gonna- I'm
telling
gonna-
you, I'm also telling you that if you write an article, I will post
I have a
it.
very serious point about this.
I'll post it
Billy,
too.
you could not write an article and we would post it because you wrote a CSM submission post and it was so fucking terrible that I'm already trying to editorialize it and hating my life. You cannot do words. People who can do words, we will help them and we will work with them.
I feel like I gotta
we'll
give Billy
fix.
a hug.
I feel like this is
See,
just
I think what
hell?
Billy's
No,
asking
really,
is
I gotta
he's
give
asking about
Billy
the
a hug.
content.
Dirk.
He's asking about the content though, not about okay, my grammar fucking sucks or whatever. He's asking about the content. I think
So
is what Billy's
may I
getting to.
answer the
Rain,
question?
I have-
May I answer this, Dirk?
yeah,
Dirk,
no,
may I
no,
answer this
Rain
question?
has addressed me.
I
Rain has
understand,
addressed
but
me.
I would like to
wanna
answer Rain's
respond.
question. No, You can. Yeah, I'm gonna respond. Okay.
All right, fine, Mister. I'm the host. Go ahead.
Yeah, he gets to do that.
Yeah.
He is the
Hey,
host.
hey,
Yeah, no.
hey.
I
We
accept
got our
this.
power back, boys. Woo!
It's hard, but we get it every once in a while.
Anyways, yes, INN will post any content from anywhere as long as it doesn't reek of terribleness. So if it can be
Really,
fixed,
because I've been told exactly the opposite thing.
well,
INN editors.
as
Who told you that?
as
Which
someone
INN editor told you that?
as someone who has written articles for INN that were not on INN's side of things, I can tell you that whoever told you that was in fact
Wrong.
incorrect. Now, INN may push things that are topical and controversial and against their side of things to the back burner a little bit, so that when it does get published, nobody gives a shit about it. But they'll publish it. Whereas, as New Eden Post, we'll
put it on the
publish,
front fucking page.
We'll put it on the front page tomorrow, boys.
Right.
Tomorrow.
And they won't even consider whether or not you meant prosecutor when you said prosector, which are two very different words, and neither of which were the word that you were looking
This
for.
guy at the source.
No
Wow,
one,
man.
no
I wrote
one.
a 5,000 fucking word article.
You wrote a 4,239 word post about why you should be elected to the CSM, and your words and your grammar and your punctuation were awful.
Dirk, why don't you shut the fuck up for a second? Stop being a piece of shit human being, correcting my grammar in a thing I put together, trying to put together a good story. I wasn't worried about my fucking grammar. And I actually asked somebody to edit that for me, but I didn't bother posting the edited version because I didn't fucking care. The goal was to put out a fucking story, not to have my grammar corrected by some dickbag from fucking INN who doesn't know a single fucking thing about what it means to actually write a meaningful fucking story.
I didn't care about the way I presented myself, because why the fuck should I give a shit? I'm going to get elected anyway.
No, I'm gonna simp. I'm gonna simp because a lot of my day job is editing articles, and you get nowhere like editing pieces that go to executives, right? Yeah, I get it. Not everyone's the greatest writer ever, but you also don't get anywhere by being mean to somebody about it. Like Redline and I all the time.
Unless it's Trash Talk Tuesday.
Well, yeah, that, but like, I mean, if you're gonna be an article, right, you can say, hey, what did you mean here? Like, I've edited Redline's articles many times. I'll say, I don't get what the sentence means. I edited this. Like, I feel like this, this flows better. Like, or this is my preference. Like, I have very big preferences I use when editing. So yeah, I get what you're saying, Dirk, where you don't want to spend all your time editing an article of somebody just typing bullshit, but you also shouldn't roast people for putting in an effort.
On the other side, I think that if you guys actually want to write something, you can send it to me because I'm not biased. I don't pick one side or the other. And if you are worried about your shit being biasly edited, send that shit to me. I'll proofread it. I got fucking.
Villy said.
You'll submit
I
it.
just want to point out.
All the
I
history.
just want to point out again. Villy said there that he asked somebody to edit it, and then he posted the unedited version anyway because he didn't give a shit.
Yes,
those
are
didn't
words
say
he
it
said.
quite like that. What I meant to say, if that's how the words came out, because what I say isn't always the words that are supposed to come out, as we all know, is that what I wanted to do is put out the full story when I finished writing it in a nice edited version. And putting out that version at least is putting something together there, trying to show that I am actually putting in, an insane amount of work trying to put together a reasonable story, especially when you compare it to some of the other candidates, let's say. But also that I'm trying to say, this story is massive and it's going to take me a little bit, and, here's version 1.
Are you going to finish it? The whole timeline?
Yeah.
Excellent. I think everybody should do this. This is fucking fantastic.
So can I just kind of shift us a little bit onto what I was talking about?
No, this is a good conversation.
Because
we don't understand what you're talking
about. We took bias as being the form of conflict that I was talking about, right? But not really, because if you look at so the meta show is a good example, right? There is inherent bias in everything that comes out of that show because it is very biased.
Sure, it's not journalism though.
But there is not a lot of conflict.
It's entertainment. Right? The meta show is entertainment, not journalism.
Well, okay, so we're getting on the bordering the lines of news entertainment, or like Fox News isn't news.
No, we're not bordering on the lines of anything. That show is straight up not a news show. It is
Not used to
a
her life.
it is a
Despite the fact that
show.
they-
It is
Okay,
a
do you watch
show
SNL,
where
the Weekend
people
Report, and take that shit as real shit, or what?
It is a show where people go on and talk about a bunch of random shit. Sometimes it resembles things that are happening in a video game, but it is not intended to be a source of news for any audience
So,
in
Redline,
any capacity. Hello, hi.
If Dr. Mibbles submitted his Reddit post to New Eden Post instead of Reddit, would you publish them?
Absolutely.
Only if he's a PhD. If he's,
and
no,
I'll
if he's
even
an MD, no.
and I'll even pay him for it.
Is it a PhD or is it an MD?
I don't know. They won't know the answer.
We have to
We
cite
don't
that.
know.
Find out.
Okay, so
I'm-
are we
This
also
is
my
gonna,
his
head.
dissertation.
are we also going to characterize TIS as being not news? It's strictly
Of
entertainment.
course it's
No,
not.
because
You know,
TIS
He's a
is
Spanish
actual
doctor.
news. Like
It's-
that's the whole point of TIS. It does a daily
TIS
news
is the
show.
closest thing
It
we have
is
to like
daily
unbiased
news,
news
yeah,
in the
like-
game.
Yeah, I'm not saying like it's
Editorial.
actually the fucking news, right? Like Marius, for example, the meta show is actually better produced than the fucking Weekend Update. Just gonna say, like SNL's kind of shit at this point. I mean, compared to,
Okay.
compared to
Anyways,
like, anyway,
no one
whatever.
cares about SNL. But the thing is that you are comparing apples to nuclear rhinoceri. Is that the plural of rhinoceros?
No, it's right.
Okay.
Rhinoceros.
Yeah.
What
But
we're saying
They're
is
not-
we're just looking at Eve shows that talk about news. How about that? Talk about
So-
current events in game.
okay, where do I come into this? Because you just name dropped me. And I'm
He-
very
Oh, was it not
interested.
you? Who just
It
said
was
that?
it was 3foot who was talking about SNL,
okay.
and you thought it was Marius, which is adorable because you always think somebody's Marius. You just want to fight Marius all the time, and I'm here for it. I just
He's
Nobody
got a
likes
tick, I
Marius.
swear.
Hey, so
I
Loki,
mean-
have you watched the recent new show that just came out? It's based on the lore. Ashtarathi's hosting it. It's called Eve Universe, and he actually goes into the lore and what it means for the game. So, have any of you guys watched any of that yet?
No, he streams
will
at the
not.
same time. He picked the same streaming times as literally every other show about EVE Online and the entire universe. So
What's the show called again?
he obviously has no respect for other streamers, so I'm not gonna watch his shit. I'm sorry, that's just me being mean, but that's true shit.
No, that's fine, Redline. It's called Eve Universe, and he actually goes into a lot of the mechanics and stuff about the lore and how it plays into the story of the game. You know,
Don't snore.
so
Tom, stop it.
that's fine. I don't care.
I don't know.
He might have actually fallen asleep though. Like Dom fell asleep on open comms one night. That was hilarious shit.
Passed out. I did not fall asleep.
You
That's
were
the same thing.
Isn't it the same thing?
you were gone. Anyways,
When you
the
go to
point
sleep, you
is
pass out.
if we hearken this back
Possibly
to
mean being passed out
if
other than-
if we hearken this back to Loki's point, right? Loki, I appreciate what you're trying to say. Okay, I do. I just don't get it because there
Okay,
is
in a
really
nutshell,
there
what
is
he
really
is-
only one like actual source of EVE Online news that is just it's everything. It's literally like your local news broadcast that you could watch at home on your local channels, and it's TIS. TIS has the news, and they publish it the same day that it comes out. That is the definition of a news show. And
No conflict, there's stagnation. When there's conflict, there's progress. That's basically the nutshell he's trying to say.
Right, and not just that is that you're looking at like, oh, well, this person believes this, that person believes that. But when you begin to understand why something is happening, right, you begin to get to core issues that actually could
Summed it up
potentially
in one
like
fucking sentence.
discover something versus like just being. Anyway, that was my entire point. It doesn't matter. We can go
I
into something
I
else.
summed it up in one sentence, did I not?
I just
Yeah,
I just don't know
Discover-
if I'm stupid or the point is stupid, or if neither of us is stupid and it's just a
Loki,
I don't think the point is
misunderstanding.
stupid.
Loki,
What's
what's
your-
being discovered? I think that's what we're missing. Is this is all to prove something, and we don't know what's being discovered. In
Yes,
when
that's
progress
what's
is
missing.
being-
Show has no conflict, it doesn't move forward.
So
if it has conflict,
where
it moves forward. That's
so
what he's trying to
where
say.
where are
But
we
it's not
seeing
being
places of
stated.
no
We move
conflict
forward
that are
because
not
we have
moving
conflict.
forward?
We move forward because we're the fucking best. We have lots of conflict.
Okay,
That's all-
but
that's what I'm trying to say.
Loki
We're
has to
number
be
one,
saying
everybody else
something.
sucks.
Loki has to be saying something to bring that into EVE Online. So in the context of EVE Online, where are you seeing no content and thus no progress?
All the other shows, we're
No.
good. They're bad. That's what.
No
That's it.
No conflict.
I mean, that's just axiomatically true. So I don't know
Don't
how
say
this
that
makes it
word.
good.
No one knows what that word means.
An axiom.
It doesn't mean what he
Trying
just
to sound
tried to
smarter.
say. That's
We
for
know it
sure.
to be
Because we've
true.
roasted him so much.
No, Caleb, we can't call people out for what words actually mean on this show, because if we call them out for what words actually mean, they're just gonna tell you that you don't know how to fucking interpret them.
Dirk, that's not what anyone was saying. We were saying you're a piece of shit because you're correcting someone on something that really doesn't matter.
He's an editor. That's what he does.
I
Give
know
him,
that.
cut him
work
some
in the
slack. I mean,
word
yes,
industry.
maybe he didn't need to be so
It
harsh.
is not my Redline. It is not my problem that you do not understand how to use the language that you are trying to abuse to make a fucking point.
Hey, be nice. He was just actually using the correct plural form of rhinoceros. I give him credit for that one.
Was I?
Well, plural fucking forms.
Oh,
Well, yeah, fair enough.
An axiom are things that are held to be self-evident or something like that.
No, it's not.
You don't think that an axiom is something that is
That's literally not what an axiom is. But look it
That's
up.
not what an axiom
All right.
is. An axiom
That
is
one
something
side
you
in the war.
A statement or proposition which is regarded as being established, accepted, or self-evidently true.
No.
Did you have to Google that?
That fucking.
I just did because you just told me I was wrong. It's
that
something
definition
that's
is wrong.
shown to be self-evident.
No, an axiom is
Definition
not.
is
An axiom is not shown to be self-evident. An axiom is the starting point for a premise.
It's an
It is
assumption.
an axiom is
Exactly.
the
It's an
point at
assumption that
which
you agree
base
upon.
your further examples upon.
Welcome to
Because it's
Dictionary Day
self-evidently
with
true.
everybody, because apparently
Are we
this
having-
is a topic.
Well, Mr.
we having
Editor,
a
We're going to
grammar
learn
lesson?
synonyms and antonyms.
So in mathematics, it's a statement or proposition on which an abstractly defined structure is based. That's what you're talking about. You're looking at the
I love
mathematical.
it also applies in philosophy.
And
the same in
point
rhetoric.
At which an
Hey,
abstract is based upon is what Loki called it in terms of mathematics. And that is correct, because it is an assumption upon which you base other premises. You build an argument based upon an axiom. You do not take an axiom to be truth in and of itself.
Obviously, because to form an argument, you have to start with, this is true, and thus, because this is true, I think that this is also true. And then you begin to argue.
Or even better, even better, if you actually go, if A is true and B is true, then C is also true. This is how you actually formulate this shit.
Holy shit. Turns out, if you take an axiom to be true,
It's like
you
high
have
school math,
created
dude.
a logical fallacy.
You guys are using that word et nauseum.
That's not true.
Stop saying. Stop.
What the fuck is this conversation? Got
I
like a
don't know, but I
grammar
didn't
Nazi boy here, like trying to be like, you can use your words wrong, like the world's fucking over, boys. And
I
just
can't-
going like
British.
fucking
I
batshit
just-
insane.
I just toss anything off.
The
he says
world's
'cause
not
he's
over
British.
because you're using words wrong, Billy.
You were raising your voice at him.
Oh my! Oh God forbid!
You know what?
No, stop
It's
here.
Trash
Listen.
Talk
You were
Tuesday. We're
literally
allowed to
trying to
answer
apply. I was like a bad fucking person for like misspelling shit. Like, what the
Okay.
fuck is wrong with you that you
I
are
mean-
that biased?
Derek,
You're like,
this is
he
normal.
spelled a word wrong. It's over, boys.
I mean,
he
Villy.
spelled it wrong.
Villy, when you
know,
misspell the
alright.
word "the," it is a little bad. Like, come on,
Alright,
dude.
At this point, I didn't imply, I inferred, because
Oh my
implications
God,
are
and
things that
inferring
you
are
make.
basically the same
Like,
thing.
here's the deal, right? You're just using fucking words wrong, and it frustrates me when people use words wrong because they don't understand the words they're using. That's
How
a
about
frustration.
Yo, Chicken Little. The sky is not
really.
falling,
I'm
Chicken
taking
Little.
this 3 foot. I'm taking this. How about
the sky is
native
Dude,
English
man,
speakers?
fucking Marius, really?
are
Come at
all-
me.
We are all native English speakers, all right?
So,
we shape the language.
That's not necessarily
quick.
Yeah.
Quick,
I
Americans
quick
actually
do
know
not-
French
hold
words,
up.
by the way.
Wait. Hold on 1 second. Quick question. Y'all seen any cool triangles lately?
Right.
Yeah, there was a right triangle.
In the sky, you guys see aliens?
Cute triangle.
I prefer isosceles.
And
That's what I
You know
live in
why I mentioned
Poshvin, so-
triangles is because everybody can fly through Poshvin now. Oh,
Poshvin, let's go.
Oh, Poshvin. Oh,
At
wormble
least you're
people.
not
What?
one of those Shailene fans.
That was a good segue. Imagine being
Truncated
that.
Thermidor.
bright light.
No, Redline, that segue sucks shit because I'm not done fucking
About-
handing Dirk his
You know
own
what
ass.
else sucks shit,
sorry, are you
Marius?
about to
You know what
defend
else
native
sucks
versus
shit, Marius?
fluent?
Your
Elliptoids.
fucking posting, dude. Your posting sucks shit, and you should stop.
Okay, I don't fucking care what you think, Redline.
What?
And yet you are still not fluent with the language, and therefore you should shut the fuck up right now.
Are you talking to me? How dare you?
No, I'm talking to Marius.
Why?
What are you basing that on?
Hey, this is a show called Trash Talk Tuesday. You want to come at me based upon your use of language? You better be right, brother.
First of all, no, it's not my usage, and it's not my grammar. You were fucking going in on.
Hey,
Billy
don't talk about his
and
grandma,
everyone
dude. That's not
else.
cool.
Yeah, and
You
not
were-
my grandma.
Yeah.
You were going in on Villy, and you were saying that Villy's post for CSM, he shouldn't be taken any seriously because he shouldn't be taken seriously at all because he
I never
had
said that he
Why are
should
you
take
why are
it
you taking that
seriously.
why are you taking that out of context? The
I
context was Willy was taking a big dump on INN editorial stuff, and Dirk was then reciprocating with saying, well, your writing would maybe not actually make it as an article because of your writing. That was like smack
Yeah, but
versus
that's the whole
smack. Why are you
point.
taking it out of context?
Actually,
whole
I
point of
want to be very, clear here.
Oh, thank
I was
God.
not suggesting that we should not take Villy seriously. I was suggesting that we should take Villy seriously. I was suggesting that we should take Villy seriously when he suggested that he had somebody edit his fucking CSM post and then chose not to post the edited version.
Okay, so you're
no,
admitting
sir.
that
Because
you didn't
he's
hang
got
with
free
Marius, Marius, wait a second.
that's
I want to
his
simp.
choice.
I
Free
want
will
to
to
simp
do this
for
shit.
Villy
He
right
chose
now.
to use an unedited version.
Dirk,
He's not
Dirk,
allowed to have free will to
you
post his own shit.
specifically said
Fuck.
that you would not post Villy's works on INN. That is rude.
I didn't say that.
You
Hey,
did.
Billy, congratulations on being reelected.
What?
I didn't say that we would never post Villy's
You
works.
said
I said that Villy's works
specifically-
would not be posted unedited.
That's
because
no.
he does not know
No.
how to use
See,
words.
you're going too deep, dude. You're going too
He's
deep
going
into the trash talk
censorship.
that you forget. You're forgetting the things that you said. Are you my wife with a voice changer? Because I swear to God, I sent her off to work in a Trash Talk Tuesday T-shirt.
Wow.
Anybody else on the Trash Talk Tuesday T-shirt?
You got the merch, bro?
I
Let's
am
go
not
back
wasting
over
my
the
money
VOD
on
then.
that, but I'm glad that it exists.
Isn't that spousal abuse? Seriously.
I'm happy to go back over the VOD. Let's do it.
I'm not gonna
Before I
cut.
even-
I'm not gonna cut the fucking stream to go back over the VOD to show you that you
Hold
said
on.
that Villy's
Why-
shit couldn't get published.
If I am
Right.
incorrect,
What you're
I am
doing,
happy-
I need to look at the VOD.
What are you
I-
gonna do?
I-
What are you gonna
right,
do if
right.
you're incorrect? You're gonna move on with your life. There's no consequence for you being
I'm happy
incorrect.
to admit that I was incorrect.
I don't care if you admit that you're incorrect. I'm the host of the show. If I say you're incorrect, and by God, you're probably correct, and I'm just saying.
I was gonna say I don't think that's
Is-
how it works.
So
I've
if
cut-
you're the host of the
Fucking up.
show and you say I'm incorrect, then by God, I'm probably correct.
Yeah, those are the words
Then
that I said. Yes, congratulations,
let's
you
go with
understand
that.
the English language, sir.
As it turns out, my
You need
entire
to
I don't think
point
anyone here
is
understands
about
the English
understanding
language.
of the
You only
English
have a
language.
job. You
Hey.
only have a job because some people have just slightly less of a grasp than you, and from what I've seen, that's not a very high bar
Some
on the
people have
English
a-
language. Okay, you are
Marius.
an editor
Marius,
because
Marius, shut up.
no, you shut up.
I,
You're an
I
editor.
have a real world job, and then I have what I do at INN. But sure, keep coming at me for why
you
I
only
have a
job
job.
at INN. Okay, you have a job at INN because sometimes the English language needs to be refined.
Would
So
you
if you're
like to
going
know why I actually have a job at INN, Marius? Would you like to know the origin
Because
story
again-
of my
No,
role
I don't.
at
I don't.
INN?
I think that that's a better story for a different day.
I volunteered to help. That's how I got my job at INN,
Okay,
and
well,
I worked my way in.
And he
Gosh,
slept his way to the
this is
top.
Caleb
He's-
might have an issue with
He's
that.
got the purple lipstick.
Caleb, did I sleep my way to the top of INN?
Oof.
I don't think so. I think you were abused to the top of my head.
Look,
Oh my.
basically, only 3 people in
Excuse
this
me.
channel. Only 3 people in this channel know why that's relevant for Dirk to ask Caleb that question. Just saying. Does anybody else know why it's relevant besides Dirk, Caleb, or
Tell us.
myself?
I'm pretty sure Rain might know too, and I think Willie knows as well. So I don't think everyone in this room is that ignorant.
I don't think it's ignorance. Oh no,
me
it is.
ignorant.
the
That's
definite-
good.
Some of us
Stories
just don't
of
care.
Thanks.
private
Nobody-
people that don't need to be put on the middle of,
Except for the one time when it was, and somebody said that Caleb had bad hair, and Riv, what? How do you pronounce the name? Riv was right. Rivre was like right there, and she was acting oblivious. It was great.
Caleb has some pretty great hair, to be fair.
Sorry.
Caleb has
Okay.
awesome hair.
I envy Caleb's hair.
Okay. So what?
Caleb, can I have your hair?
It would be that.
I literally have Willie's hair. I don't know if you guys actually noticed that.
So we're an hour into the show, and I'm not sure where we are right
No
now.
grammar for about 35.
Let's talk about the war.
You want to talk about the
Hey,
war?
Caleb, if we shaved your head and made a wig out of it,
What are
would
you
you
guys
mind
doing?
if we passed it around this whole channel so everyone would have a chance to wear it?
No,
Gotta save some for Rain.
No,
sack of hair.
That's some weird kink right there. No kink shaming, but that was actually funny.
Nobody's making Caleb into a wig. Caleb needs his hair for push to talk.
Okay, let me tell you this. If I decide to actually cut it again in the near future, I will actually consider making it into a wig.
Wait, Caleb, are you like Samson? If you cut off your hair, do you lose all your powers?
No, I lose my ability to speak and spell, so
That's
I kind of need to demote myself to only write for Redline.
Before there was the movie
Wow.
Tangled,
It's the
then
story
there
of
was the
Samson.
biblical story of Samson who pushed the pillars
Oh,
down.
please tell me about biblical stories, please, Astaroth. No, sorry, Marius.
The issue is that Caleb actually Caleb.
No, can we stop doxing me? That's like not a USP, please.
Caleb, Redline knows how to spell, so you'd have to give your abilities to.
Oh, but I was not criticizing Redline's ability to spell. I was criticizing that he will take anything without any editorial work and put it on his page.
Who said that?
I think you did earlier. Didn't you?
I mean,
that's kind of what I got
basically
too.
take any type of Reddit post and put it on your page.
We're going to have to go to the
You guys
VOD
need
for
to
that.
invest in an app called Grammarly, guys. Just do that. Okay? It's
God,
apparently
yes, it's
So,
so good. You literally just press the buttons and it
No,
edits everything.
Grammarly is wrong all the time.
I mean,
hate
probably, but
Yeah, Grammarly is bad.
Okay, I agree with Marius on this. Grammarly and that whole Hemingway stuff, take it and kill it. If you can actually put together words into sentences, that shit will just remove and destroy your writing.
Wait, what did we say about Hemingway? I was just gone.
It's basically for people that are illiterate, right? If you want to publish stuff that can be consumed by illiterate people, by all means use Hemingway and use Grammarly because it's just going to destroy your prose.
Okay, so I will
You
just say, Caleb,
recommended Hemingway to Marius.
maybe
Most
we can
people are illiterate.
Maybe we can be friends in Caleb because I have the exact same. I mean, everyone really liked him, but he used a lot of commas, and it wasn't really, structurally sound fucking.
I think he's
Anyway.
talking about an app and not like the actual author.
yeah.
Bro.
Oh, you're not talking about the
both.
author?
Both. I don't like.
For context, yet, Loki.
Well, it's like by the rock down close to the shore where the children used
He's
to play in the
quoting
summer
Hemingway.
sun.
Someone stop him!
Blah,
Someone
blah,
stop
blah,
him
blah,
now!
blah,
Now! Now!
All right.
Oh,
so
and just to point out that Hemingway is maybe the best titled product out there because it's almost as bad as Hemingway's writing.
And you need a lot of alcohol to get past it.
Pretty sure he's like super rich and famous. You can like trash him.
Anyways, so
Hemingway is also dead.
We have talked about a lot
Family's
of
rich.
random things, but I do kind of want to talk about what's going on in World War B too. I see a lot of
Still
bad
going on?
posting. I see a lot of awful posting
Over yet?
in a lot of places. What's going on?
Is that war still going?
Yeah, of course the war is
What's
still
going on
going.
is a Reddit Cold War.
Well,
Is it a Reddit Cold
Is it
War?
really a Reddit Cold War? Because one side's not really posting much because they're just sitting on the field winning, and the other side is like, focusing all of their energy trying to imply that.
What do you mean by winning? I believe you.
We are winning every night. Shut up.
It's only a Reddit Cold
no,
War because
haven't.
one side doesn't want to show up to the hot war.
Dawn, I think really
Whoa,
meant.
The
whoa,
latest
Comms.
spin is that
Stop, one sec. Don, you said we aren't winning every night. Can you link me a night we haven't won?
Last night.
Have you taken?
Last night,
night,
yeah.
where we
It
killed
was-
630?
No, really.
It was no early on. It was 27 bill to 31 bill. We won, and then you killed some dumbass Nick. In
yeah,
a
and the
Had
completely
nothing to do with
separate-
the engagement or the objective.
Isn't it hilarious that the spin about the Knicks was that it was clearly
And you also
Pappy
have
having
lost
to burn
every
a spy
building
that
you've put down and the pauses you put down, and
You-
you haven't
you
been
guys
able to
too.
make any progress whatsoever in almost 3 weeks.
Yeah, just like the beginning of October. And how'd that work for you, Udon?
Has it been 3 weeks?
Udon.
Wasn't
No, I
that
did
wasn't that a
Justice
pan
and
fam of like
Wait,
1,200 versus like
I-
300?
Don't know. I think we have to talk about the fact that he was quoting a point from the beginning of October, and we're now in the middle of May.
Can I expand on that? In Dawn's
7
defense, Dawn
Come
has an issue remembering from trash talk to trash talk, so expecting her to remember something that happened in October is a little bit unfair.
No, I asked a serious question.
I
What
remember
night have you guys
everything.
won?
We've won
What
tons
night
of
have
nights,
you guys-
multiple times. We've also won
What night?
earlier today where you guys ran
Tell me
around
which
half
night
at
you won
Eve
the fight.
fucking up. Oh my
Tell me
god! I
what
told
night
you
you
last
won the fight.
night. We won
You
last
lost
night. at
last
the
night
first-
over 60 to
We
30.
won.
What
It
point
was
did
what
we?
fucking night are you?
What do
talking
you
about? 'Cause
mean
the fight
we
I
lost
had
60 to
was
30? Where's the battle
27
report for that? Let's see
31.
this.
Where's this fucking report?
I'm curious.
I just
actually.
stick to them.
No.
Me and my guard
Look,
in my
there's a very serious question, Alterarian Dawn, to be asked to Villy. Very serious question, which is on what fucking metric are you judging your winnings?
Yes.
Pick any of them.
Any of them? We
Okay,
still
what-
own
what
the
have you
fucking
done?
system that you're coming at us
You
with.
say this every night, Dirk, and it's so infuriating. Okay.
Well, players over the
Really
eye have
big
time, and we still
We are
Okay.
defending the space that you are attacking, and therefore you are not winning on the basis of
Do you
taking
have
over the
Aquarius,
space that you are
Pyramid
attacking.
Basis, Fountain? Do you have any of these places? Do you have most of Delve?
No,
So
we
if
just
your
have
metric-
most of Esoteria. Come at us.
Oh, actually, let's start there.
Do you?
What
You
happened?
don't own
in
most
this
of
fight?
Catch either. Or Tenerife.
Whoa.
Don't bring up Esoteria, Dirk.
What happened
Shit.
to Esoteria? No.
We're not talking. No, we're not talking about Esoteria. No.
Yeah. We're not talking
No,
about
we
Esoteria
are
because I could have
talking
sworn
about
Bastion just lost like
We just, shit
two-thirds of the
shit.
stuff they'd taken this week.
We got our shit.
I'm sorry that you're-
Whoa, guys! I accept when I make mistakes. I said a word that I did not mean to say, and I made
You know
that
what,
mistake.
Dirk? It doesn't
I'm
matter.
gonna-
Anyway, you haven't
I
gotten
said
into
it,
3
I
tag
did
D, and all
I will
progress
represent
you've tried
all
to
the
make
Imperium.
has fallen. So try fucking harder.
Okay.
I'm quite happy to
'Cause
say
right
that
now-
I used a word that I did not mean.
But the thing is, though, is that like you still have to make up for like 10 months of losing. So I
don't
mean,
have to.
we're still
We won
winning.
last
We
night.
don't. We don't have
What
to
night
do
we
a
win?
damn
We won last night. That's what.
Okay.
Right.
So you're gonna go back to full strength just inside the 1DQ constellation?
Twice the strength it was before.
As though Fountain and Aquarius and Period Basis and the majority of the systems in Delve never existed, the goon
TCP is what-
swarms
Because
stand
they-
in their mighty tower of 1DQ1-A.
Because
And yet you're
Redline,
too-
because Redline,
You're
none of those places were real Delve.
Hold on, Marius. Let's go through your logic. So because
Rain,
you've taken all this
here,
space,
just you and me
should
for a
be able
second,
to
Rain,
just
while Dawn
take
is talking.
1D
You can hear me, right?
easily, right?
You can hear
do
me,
not
right?
engage in Marius logic.
I
I
can't hear
know
you,
he's an
Rain. Can you hear
idiot.
me?
He keeps proving it every day.
I mean,
Okay, cool. I can
I
hear
mean,
you now.
I'm spending
So
all the time.
the thing is
of this
that
show.
with the war
Spending all
talk,
the time
with
living
the
in
war talk,
Brave,
it's
and we just
funnier
God.
when we just let them do their
already
thing
are running around through
and
Aquarius
just
killing shit.
make
We've
them
been running
start
through Delve
screaming.
killing
It's
shit.
better for
We're gonna hit
viewers,
period
right? They
basis.
love it.
Ermelin
Pan
is
Fam
just a
acts
blood
like
play.
that it isn't a problem, yet they keep
And like,
sending
I
almost
am
1,000
starting to
people
sell
over to deal with
earplugs
them every
too.
day.
So like, I'm gonna make bank from all this. shit.
Didn't Test and them try to hit a fort today and fucked that up? And so then they went to 3 Tech D and fucked that up. Then they went to 1D.
Didn't you try to take Pan space? Fuck that up. Oh shit, goons suck.
I think Test at least fucked up 3 times today.
Hey Don.
Uh,
Big
No,
question.
you're an
Has
idiot.
the internet managed to accomplish anything against PanFam?
No.
They've made PanFam form 1,100 people more than once, right?
Made
You
before.
dumb.
We didn't
No.
do anything
If,
of real
if in it
military
wasn't a
value, but we
problem,
made you form.
if in it wasn't scary or a problem, then why are you committing anything like that towards them?
Dud, I hear you smiling through what you're saying. Please don't troll these fucking guys like that.
No, like he's an idiot. He thinks that Brave is an alliance that could actually stand up to anybody. At most, in your fleets, you're gonna get what?
Whoa, let's stop there, Don. Do
maybe
you think the Brave would not have been able to stand up to initiative?
I mean, they couldn't straight up
One-on-one.
Dread Bomb.
You could, yeah, 100%. They're idiots.
You think
Shattered
that-
Armor.
You think that
even
you think that Brave would not have been able to handle initiative one-on-one? Without
100%.
Dread Bomb backing, you think okay, wow. I mean,
100%.
Dread Bomb back, no one.
You know what? If you guys had not come over, we could have seen that happen. But no, Happy and Tess had to go suck Brave's dick and try to take care of them
Why
because
is it
they
always,
couldn't handle
Why
it.
is it always
They
sucking
moved
dick?
out.
Why? I thought
Who's the pet?
it was
Don,
eating
who's the
ass.
Pet of who? Who's the
Yes,
pet
too.
of whom? Because
Sometimes
I
you
really
gotta
need
like
to
give
know.
that
Who's the pet
encouraging
of whom?
dick sucking.
I'm a pet.
You've got to like sometimes you got to make your pets feel better so that way they don't realize
Okay,
when they're being.
That's great. That's great. But
Is that how
I need to
Goonstorm
hear
does
a
it to
consistent
initiative?
narrative. I
Like
need to
you're
hear a
serious.
consistent narrative here. Is Brave the pet?
Brave can't
or
do
is the
anything
rest of-
without their daddy test.
And
Oh,
wait, hold on, wait a second, wait, hold on, hold on, shut up, Marius. Look, so if Brave can't do anything without Daddy Test, and Test can't do anything without PanFam, does that make PanFam grandpas?
It does.
PanFam's
Or
granddaddy.
uncles, maybe.
Redline, that's why they're Redline,
Jello,
that's why
bitch.
they're all in a retirement home.
No, Neil's the grandfathers. Pandemic Horror's uncle.
Where they've
The kind of creepy uncle. That's what I would call him.
Yeah.
I thought NSYNC was the creepy uncle.
No, they're just
NC's
wrong.
the fucking.
They're the weird neighbor.
We're the uncle
Weird.
that you leave a seat between you and him when you sit down at family dinner because we're playing with a switchblade at the dinner table.
Your
That's
nickname, Father-
the alliance
your
I'm
nickname,
in.
Father Fiddly Hands. So, everybody calls you Father Fiddly Hands, so we stay away from you.
Father Fiddly.
Stop.
Father.
There's a
O'Reilly.
Catholic
wait
church
till
joke here.
Channel gets banned, dude.
All right.
It's
So
not gonna
I'm
get
gonna
banned.
address a point that I saw in chat. So Mr. Nick Fiderson.
Is that his name?
By the
Yeah.
way, your number
He says
up when I
Saint,
started.
Saint Nick is
Shocking.
his name on Twitch.
Thank you.
His
Thanks
his
for that.
in-game name is Nick
I
Fiderson.
tried.
He says, can we stop pretending that anything outside of the 1DQ1 constellation matters at this point? And I am going to agree with you that nothing outside of the 1DQ constellation can matter to you because we spent all of our time actively attacking all of your resources outside of the 1DQ1
Everything
constellation.
outside of 1DQ is obliterated. It
And
doesn't matter
that's-
because it's
And
dead.
that's why that's a metric that we can use to show
can't get what I
the
want whenever I
progress that
want.
we've made
Oh,
in this
Jesus.
war.
Hey,
And Dawn's gonna screech at me
can we just?
because she knows that I'm making a point and she
So-
doesn't like that.
I get
trying to be
feedback from the show sometimes, and people really don't like it when you guys talk over each other. I know it's weird for me to say that because everybody here just makes such great and excellent points, and it's just fantastic. And people just really like to hear everybody talk. So could you just do me a favor and either stop talking over each other or mention the earplugs that I'm selling for $3.99?
I mean, everyone makes great and fantastic points, except for you, Redline.
I mean, the reality is the loss of Delve is going to be something that people will talk about for a while. And obviously, once we kill 1DQ, people will say, yeah, that's the kind of finale. But, the big hype points of this war have been the super battles and, that slow grind.
The one super battle? Or two, sorry.
There were three.
There's been four.
There have been multiple.
Where was the fourth?
49U, YZ9, M21, M22.
YZ.
super active,
What happened in YZ9? I don't remember that one.
Supers.
I
That was
remember.
That was their bosun trap attempt.
Oh, I wouldn't call that a super battle.
Yeah, that was definitely not a super battle.
Yeah, but it wasn't a super battle. It was a super
battles
well.
for me.
Yeah.
The supers didn't battle.
It was
they
an
just-
attempt to do something that failed miserably.
Again,
It wasn't a super battle, but when Ghost Titan gets shown,
Are you about to
okay.
are you about to send us the hottest takes of 2021, Dirk? Because I'm here for it.
No, at this point, I want to say, you know, I talk a lot about
Yes,
the use
you
of
do.
words, but that
Oh, there was
wasn't
more
a
to the
Titan
sentence. Okay.
battle. That was a Titan whelp. We lost a
Take a
bunch
half
of
hour to get his
supers
point
and
out.
did not kill any Titans. It was a Titan
Okay,
whelp.
then we
What
can
did you call
put.
M2
That's it.
attack whole timer then? Is that the same thing or no?
Yeah, I'm happy
was a
to
turkey.
call M2 TAC 2 Titan whelp. Yeah, for sure.
That's less beneficial to us, Rain. Don't
Whelp on both sides.
So
Are the narrative?
the proper word I would use to describe that is semantics.
In that case,
and
there have been only.
The meaning of words
let Villy
is
talk.
semantics,
Don't interrupt
yes.
Villy like that. That's rude. Villy, speak your piece.
I mean, describing them as Titan whelps or Titan battles is really pointless because it doesn't actually fucking matter what you call them. All that matters is what happened.
Of course,
was,
and
you're
watching Titans dying was a Titan whelp. I mean, in all honesty, when that happened, it was a Titan whelp, right? So it is very much perspective. You know, M2 was a massive whelp. I mean, of course, but before that, it was way
only-
less numbers that were a Titan whelp would have been considered. Right?
It was only
now
half as massive.
I'm curious at which point I denied Villy's perspective on it.
What?
Yeah,
I said you were arguing about semantics of, it's actually a Titan whelp, but not a Titan battle, as if it fucking matters what you call it.
It doesn't really lessen the point.
My Titan dies is a whelp. Just so you know,
about-
every note, I need to whelp that fucker.
It's a
Just
different-
Moment yours dies, no one
Something
else's.
different.
At the end of the day,
if your
there's
Titan, if your Titan dies and you're awake for it, then I think that's a success.
You guys haven't targeted me yet. I know that.
I've only fallen asleep and lost ships twice, 3 times.
Don, we haven't
Which
targeted
ships
you
were
because
those,
we
Dom?
don't know which
Oh, yeah,
character
what?
you are. We don't
Oh
know.
my god, it's so
We don't really care either.
We don't know if you are on Kool-Aid Drinker 69 or you're on Muffin shit. I can't say. I can't.
Big Bill the boss.
Oh, I wanted to say Muffin Butt, but I can't. Like that. That's inappropriate.
Muffin Muncher. Yeah.
That's
fucking
even more inappropriate.
No, you just like
Why is
muffins.
that inappropriate?
Good muffins.
Just like muffins, dude.
What
Wrong with
point?
muffin diving?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Talking
don't-
about
Why is that
Come
inappropriate?
on,
Come on.
right? That's what we're talking about.
I like banana muffins.
I mean,
Sure.
I like
Hell yeah.
blueberry muffins. That's all I'm gonna
Banana
say.
muffin sounds really good right now.
And of course, viewers, you're watching Trash Talk Tuesday. Of course,
Hey.
drop those subs, drop those follows, hit that fucking like button. You already know how it is. Welcome to the show, guys.
No,
I-
you're like super loud and
But-
super blown
There's
out.
so much feedback
Yeah.
on your mic. You sound like you're
Um,
the DJ at a
Does your
fucking
mic
strip
taste
club or
good?
something.
Oh.
Ma-
Wolfie ranks what he sounded like.
Next,
My
Misty's
mic
out.
awesome.
We should all
So,
ask
once again,
Redline,
my
what is-
challenge-
No, we're
No, Dirk, I got a
First
challenge.
up, we have
They-
to ask him the same thing that 3-Foot asked him. What is wrong with muffin munching, and why should people who watch Trash Talk Tuesday have an issue with it?
That sounds like a euphemism for something.
Muffins are delicious. That's all
You,
we're
you
gonna
need
say.
to do it a little more carefully, though. You don't need to munch on them. You tear them apart and eat them in small bites, probably.
One joke.
Okay, I fixed my mic.
Wow, cool.
That's awesome.
So,
We're getting
so
hung up on
I
the
had
weirdest shit
So,
today.
you guys have made
Redline,
no progress
What?
Redline, can we get official
in your
Trash
next
Talk Tuesday?
board.
Can we get official Trash Talk Tuesday merch that just says "Shut up, Marius"? Because that's the fucking catch
I would buy that.
phrase of this show.
Please,
Put them on the
Redline,
earplugs.
Not that.
Make me space famous, please.
Why is that the catchphrase of
up.
the show?
Because everyone says it.
Well,
Shut
it's-
up, Maris.
just because you're
Yeah, just shut the
talking
fuck
all
up.
the time doesn't mean. Okay, you know what? Honestly,
There's
that
a central point that I think
there is actually a pretty good case to make "Shut Up, Marius" merch. I will begin working on it immediately while you guys carry on whatever you're
Awesome.
talking muffin munching. I don't fucking.
Can you put
Okay,
those
so
on
I
the
challenge you guys,
earplugs?
what progress have you made in the past 3 weeks since you claimed you started the next phase?
We're gonna be here for the next
Well,
10 months.
the first time we jumped into that constellation, you guys formed 1,100 people, and last night you formed 800 people, which means in 3 weeks you've lost 300 people in your form ups. So by that scale, we only have 4 more weeks of this poking to go before your alliance loses steam and can't fight us anymore.
Redline,
Yeah.
that's a linear extrapolation.
Not working.
That's a linear extrapolation. We could actually view this more as an exponential curve, and it could get even worse quicker.
Yeah, Redline. If they lose steam, they're gonna have to use Origin.
Shut up.
Wow, go away.
More like Epic Games.
Gerg, you seem like you're an Epic Games store.
Why are you telling him to shut up? That joke was amazing.
That shit was fucking hilarious.
Anyway,
There's a
Don,
top tier
that's
dad
the
joke.
that's the progress we've made. The progress we've made is that you guys are losing steam because your FCs can't keep up with the nightly content. You're too fucking weak, you're too fucking cowardly, and you're too fucking basic to stand up to our tactics of wearing you
Redline.
down into oblivion.
Redline.
You're getting
Deep breath, buddy. You're gonna give
anaconda.
yourself an aneurysm.
What?
Deep
how
breath,
heart
buddy. You're gonna
attacks-
give yourself an aneurysm.
This is how heart attacks happen, dude. Like, calm down.
So Altar, are you feeling
I'm
run
gonna
down or
say
tired of
somebody
the
Am I feeling what?
Somebody in chat made a great point.
Hey, Marius, shut up.
nightly content?
Marius.
I don't
No.
care, Marius. We're talking.
Vio
Shut up for
Grab
5
said
seconds so somebody else can talk.
But you're always talking over me, so shut the fuck
If
up.
I get past
Vio
it, I'm
Grab-
He's trying to ask me a
Yeah,
question,
because
so.
Marius's issue is that he has yet
about
to understand
nothing.
that nobody gives a shit.
Don, what were you asking?
Marius has to say.
Vio
Do
Grab
you
in
feel
chat
tired?
was talking about
Do I feel
how,
tired?
I said it was an exponential curve, but he's very right in that it
Can we
would
mute him?
approximate a logarithmic curve because there are hard limits on the cap and the base. Of
Math born or something? Like, how much of a nerd are you, bro?
I'm
Whoever was talking.
I dabble in
All right.
nerdery. All right, go ahead and talk about shit that nobody cares about, Don.
Okay, Don, what were you asking?
You know the best thing about
I was
this
asking
entire chat
an
channel
actual
is?
Hold on,
FP.
let's
for Goon
let's
Farm.
let's let Don do this. Let's let Don ask the question.
I was
of
asking an
Altair.
actual FC in Imperium.
ask some
that is
questions
doing
then.
Yeah, let's hear it,
remains
let's hear it.
no. I will fucking end all of you in game non-fatally. Okay.
Ask the
Bring it on.
fucking question, Donathan.
Don't ask me fucking
Altar,
questions.
how are you feeling about nightly content, considering you are one of the main USTZ FCs for Imperium right now?
I'm enjoying it. I'm not losing any steam by any means. I'm always ready to go.
And how much are you being
Where's
paid
Eva?
to
There you go.
lie on
That's-
Twitch.tv?
No, let's be honest here. I have no doubt Altari's just fine doing it for a while. That's not like an actual thing where it's like you expect the FCs for getting good nightly content to just, fall apart, right? That's not how it works. But here's an interesting question that I'll ask. How many more pings on average are you sending out to fill a fleet than you were even 2 weeks ago?
No difference. At least in my experience, there hasn't been much of a difference for pings that I've sent out. I usually get a full fleet pretty quickly.
Point of order, FCs don't send pings and goons, coordinators do. How many pings do the coordinators have to send out to fill your fleets?
My statement still stands, Redline. That's semantics again.
Okay, so let me rephrase. How many all caps pings did we get last night or the night before just to get even with happy
You
numbers?
mean like the group all caps or in all?
Why are you asking questions like this when you see our pings? Like, it's no one here is dumb. You see our pings, so why don't
Because
you
I'm
answer
trapping
that?
you because you're lying, right? It's
he's-
very obvious
right.
that you're pinging harder and harder and harder. You're yelling at
turns
your
out-
members with much more fervor. Let me finish my pointer. You're yelling with much more fervor, much more panic every night. Not every night like, consecutively, but in general, as a generalized pattern, every night it's you got to ping harder, you got to ping in more caps, you got to scream louder, you got to say this is much more important than last night to get those numbers. It matters because people turn off to that eventually, right?
It turns out the Villy has to tell us that we are pinging harder, pinging faster, pinging more often about the same shit.
Stronger,
the same shit rather than multiple different fleets to match the Pappy numbers that he just said we were matching.
And I mean,
Has to
one
say
alliance
that we
matching
are
the
pinging
entire rest of the
harder
fucking
to
game.
match those numbers.
This
So
is the
yeah, of
fucking
course,
game.
Billy,
I
we're
so
pinging
high
fucking
tech.
harder to match your fucking numbers. Of course we are, because you have more numbers inherently.
You
Come
have
on.
98% of the game
We
blue to
have
you. What
to
the
ping
fuck?
harder
So
to
let me
match your numbers.
let me make sure that I
Correct.
understand what you are saying correctly. So what you're saying is that you need to ping harder in order to fight us, where an alliance that would be strong
okay.
and doing really well would only need to ping once. An
If
alliance
you
that
would
would
like-
want to fight for their life would only need to ping once. But
If you
your
would like
pings
this-
indicate that you have to force line members into the fleet. You have to
If you
threaten
would
them
like-
We
by
can't force
calling
anyone to
them
do anything.
Redline,
degenerates.
No, really, Redline. If you would like this very seriously, it turns out that an alliance, a coalition, in fact, and I will say this very broadly, a coalition that is being invaded by 3-to-1 numbers has to ping somewhat harder in order to match the fleet numbers of the people who are invading them.
Then why
That's a
wouldn't you
fact.
admit
And
it?
before you respond,
We
think about
will-
it for a minute.
We will ping harder than Pappy in order to match the numbers. That's a fact because we have less numbers and therefore we need to spend a little more time getting our guys fucking on field and making them realize that it matters because we
Right.
have less people and so we are leaning upon the same people all the time. That is Pappy's advantage.
And they're getting
they
tired.
can spread their time around. And if they want to keep coming at us, that's fine. And if they want to assume that our members are getting tired, as you just suggested,
Your
then
members are
that's
getting bored.
fine.
They're getting
Keep
annoyed.
coming.
They're tired of
Well,
feeding every
are they?
night.
Okay, so
they
let me
don't
continue my
think-
point. So
Are
yes,
they?
you're
You're telling
just
me
made the
how our members are feeling. We have
Yes.
to ping more to match your numbers.
I can read
But,
Elysium just
we're
like you
getting
can,
tired.
Dirk. You can get this same information from the Elysium Jabber channel if you just open it up and read it sometimes. You guys
I
are
do.
pissed. You guys are pissed that you're still fighting this war and that you haven't
Yeah,
moved to
we
low
are.
sec somewhere
Are
yet.
are you honestly suggesting that you guys aren't pissed that you haven't taken Delve already? Come on, again. In
Actually,
the
Who
same
would be
way
pissed at
that
killing
you can
40-some
read
fucking
Elysium, we
keep
can
stars for
read your
free?
fucking member channels.
I mean, I'm fucking pissed.
So let Billy finish his point.
Billy
So
didn't even
you
start
made-
his point.
Well,
up.
I
Please
made
carry
a
on,
first
Billy.
point, which you then count. You said, so I said you guys are pinging harder. So people in this game are a human resource, right? Like they are a resource. You only have so much man hours you can pull out of your people to accomplish objectives.
Correct.
We have a larger pool of manpower. You have a lesser pool of manpower we have established. You are, day by day and night by night, pinging harder and using your manpower more and more, which means it is going to slowly, bit by bit, wear out. Do you concede that point?
I wouldn't say that it would wear out, but I agree with most of what you're saying. Yes.
Like if my guys have to do 2 hours a night and your guys have to do 5 hours a night, whose guys are going to burn out quicker?
Naturally, the 5-hour group is
Yes,
going to
exactly,
burn out
right?
quicker.
And
That's
everybody
just
here, everybody who's listening knows the truth of this, okay? You can say, "Oh, our guys are fine and your guys are mad and your guys aren't mad and our guys are like." Everybody knows that most line members are generally okay. Nobody's members are, pitching riots or anything like that. But there is an exhaustion point. There is a amount of time that you can pull out of your members. There is amount of time that you can reasonably expect your membership to give you in this video game of EVE Online that is a hobby and a pastime for people. And after a point, once you hit that point, people just stop showing up, or the amount of time they give you goes from 5 hours to 2 hours to 1 hour. And or they say they look at a fleet and they go, this fleet is going to be 4 hours. I can't join this. Or they say this fleet could be 2 hours and I'm not going to join this. Or this fleet's not going to get a fight and I won't join this, right? And it is a effective strategy that we have seen practiced over every decade of EVE's history in how to reduce a group.
all 1.5.
Eve has literally less than 2 decades of history, so
Yeah.
every decade
Oh
of
God,
history,
you got me on the grammar again, my boy.
So-
There's
that
been
was semantics,
50
not
or
grammar, Billy.
Semantics, you're right. Sure. So you got me.
Turns
There's
out
been
the
18.
words-
No, actually,
turns
I
out
am
the
right.
words
There's
you
been 2
use
decades worth
matter.
of Eve. There's been 2 decades worth of Eve. And in those decades, there's been fleets, and these things have stood true as the test of time. And
Okay, that's
regardless
just
of what you
you have
regardless of
3
what you
times
may
our
wanna say-
numbers.
So what?
So,
Well,
am
let's
I
be
wrong?
clear. We don't have 3 times your numbers. No. Everybody
What-
knows that's not true. We
what
have
is the
somewhere in the
number?
range of 1.4 to 1.9 times your numbers.
Okay.
Given on the night, given on the day.
And
Okay,
even if
fair
that
enough.
fucking
And you
mattered,
guys can outform us.
Even
yes?
if that fucking mattered, it doesn't change the fact that you're getting sleepy at the wheel. Like, you're literally just gonna drive into a fucking fleet of pappy ships and die on them because you're tired. That's what's happening right now.
I think you guys.
I didn't know you drove ships.
You guys are forgetting though that like the sun, like things are happening outside, right? Like so the sun just came out in Canada anyway. Like all of a sudden I got a lot of fucking yard work to do. Okay. Secondly, a lot of states and other places are opening up a little bit
Summertime
more.
is always a
There's-
lull. Yes, we've
Loki.
established that.
Right. So
Loki.
you also have to factor that in. Now, when you look at
You don't
we have more
have to
people, and
factor
thus
any of
we're
that.
going to no. But when you point out that you have more people, and thus like over time, yeah, there's going to be more of a grind. Sure, but there's also like time is also the essence for the attackers. I think, in my opinion, because I think the defenders have much more at stake currently than the attackers do. So like I kind of feel like
actually that's
not
so I'm going to correct
even-
you on this, Loki. So the defenders in this case are actually on more of a clock than the attackers because the attackers are now in a sustainable position where they have full reign of the industrial resources of Delve, Period Basis, Aquarius, Fountain,
98% of Eve.
Asteria, 98% of Eve, if you want to use that, right? And the Imperium has access to the resources of HiSec, Abyssal Space, and 1DQ Constellation. And anyone that's going to argue and say, oh, goons are going to make just as much money as everybody else, while they're holed up inside 1DQ, is obviously lying.
Yeah, I make
Or
money in high sector.
Yeah, that's, well, I mean,
they actually believe.
you gotta look at it from a geographical perspective.
Alterari, I have a very serious point to make.
Okay.
Billy, did you just accept that you have access to 98% of the
Oh
resources
my
He did.
in
He
Altair?
absolutely did.
With
Like,
this,
come out,
Jesus
really?
He said
Christ.
that, and he's like, sure. Like, he
This
just
is
that
such a bad
Well,
talking
one
point.
point
there's
I hate
also
this.
there's something
It's a
associated
fair point.
but there's something associated with this too though. It's like is that if that's the case and the goons stop giving you the kinds of content or the regularity of content that you want, presumably I guess you'd go in and then they'd have to give it to you, but then there would
Correct.
be titans and all kinds of other shit. At what point, if you're not getting the kinds of content your members want, like is there not also a clock for you?
No. The reality is we can force goons to form at any time of day. Right? All we have to do is go
You
into
can force us to do what? Sorry.
Anything we
can force you
fucking
to
want.
We can force you to form at any time of the day. Tell me right now, Dirk, if I go into 1DQ and shoot the jump bridge, are you guys not going to form? You just going to let me do it? No. You're
I
gonna
mean, at that
form
point, you're
every
also
fucking
fatiguing
time.
your guys.
We tell you to form,
No,
bitch.
what,
'cause
no,
that's
no,
what
whoa,
it means to be
whoa.
in control.
Wait, no, you said every fucking time. You didn't say, are we gonna form right now? You said every fucking time.
Yeah, you
Every
have to
time we
form
want you to form,
every
we can
time.
make
You want to
form.
come at us every fucking time. We'll decide that we want something else to do.
And then
Yeah,
we
that's the
win.
thing.
Then you
That's
lose
how
the
the
1DQ
war works.
competition.
If you don't form every time we do, then you lose. And if you lose, then you do what you've done for the last 10 months, which is just
If I
lose.
once again, I ask the question. I go into 1DQ. I shoot the jump bridge. I shoot the sound jammers. Are you not going to form? I can make you form anytime I want.
All right, I have.
Am
a
I wrong?
question. I have a question.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, but at that point, you're going to
Hey,
fatigue
hey,
your guys
no.
too because
No,
you're
you-
shooting a
you wanna-
meaningless objective.
You want to take the jump bridge in 1DQ? You know what? I say, fuck it. Let's give it to you.
Yeah, no balls. No balls. You won't.
Done. Seriously. All
That's a
right.
bit of a fifth
Very,
one.
Let him crack that whip.
very seriously. Very seriously.
Daddy
I have a
Billy.
question for Dawn and Alterari
Dawn's
and
only way
Dominic.
out.
The pivot.
How can you do
Move
that
away
to
from this
Dawn?
conversation real quick.
No.
Hold on, Dirk's
this
got a
is
question
the same
for us.
conversation.
I mean,
Here's
it's legit.
here's
Crack
the
the whip, bitch.
question.
You're pivoting.
Dawn,
You're pivoting
Dawn.
from cross-examination to the other kind.
Shut the fuck up, Marius.
What's the question, Bert?
Dawn. Dawn,
he needs a fucking
Alterari, and Dominarch.
Don't.
I have a
move him,
very
it's
serious
fine.
question. What has been our objective since June of last year?
Survive.
Isaac?
Attrition.
Screech as loudly as possible in every form of media available.
Oh,
I think
actually,
ass eating definitely ass eating.
If we survive, we win.
No, you don't. That's not how it works. None of you think that's
That-
how it works.
You don't get to decide what condition is. Okay. Anyway,
no,
we've
not
also
really.
proved that we can't. No, we've also
It says
proved
we win.
that we don't need to own most of Delve to still be oppressive to you guys.
But
We've
you
been
won't
killing
be
people
able to
left
live
and
out of
right.
NPC Delve.
Seriously,
With
nobody.
ratting and mining, you guys can't handle it. And as soon
What
as
are you even talking about? We're ratting and mining in Delve right now.
You really think
no,
most
you're
goons
not
will
because we
Oh
kill
my
you
God.
guys every
tolerate
time you
the
try.
NPC station?
So glad I'm here for this.
Like, what are you talking? Like, you're like, you're not ratting and mining. We kill you when you're doing it. It's like, do you
Yeah,
realize
yeah.
that's not how it works? It's like if you catch one
I
Rorqual,
have been.
do you think there's
Have
not 10
you
other Rorquals
flown
in different
for Delve?
systems that aren't Loki Camp that aren't mining?
Have-
Look at
have
the
you flown
ADMs in
Yeah.
Delve.
Is Villy
had,
actually
like,
trying to no, Dawn, is Villy actually trying to tell us that we don't know how Rorqual replacement works?
I think so, yeah.
Oh,
and
that's
you
not
must
the point I'm
not.
making. What I was saying
no,
is that
he's
you don't
not
seem to
saying.
understand confirmation bias
I think
of
he's
your
trying
kills.
to tell you you don't understand English, but that's just me.
No, what he's saying
He's
is that for every Rorqual we kill, there's 10 more out there, which is true. It's not a
Rorqual
misguidance
Hydra.
by any means.
Oh, it's
Can
true.
someone
We
inform
very
Villy
whoa.
how
That's be
Rorqual
careful there. You don't
replacement
want to.
works?
I don't want to what?
Nobody's
I've
talking about
flown
Rorqual
through.
replacement, man.
No,
I've
Talking about
flown through Delve
Rorqual's.
multiple times looking for targets, and guess what? The most I found were once again Ventures mining.
Oh
and the occasional
no.
issue
That's
here.
Barry. He's a legend, dude. Be nice to him.
You're literally
Billy.
showing us survivorship bias, right? Because
It's
everyone,
called anecdotal evidence, Marius.
yeah, it's also anecdote.
I'm giving you what I got, okay? But guess what?
Done.
I see most of the street systems don't have high ADMs, other than like 5 of them in the back corner pockets in
And that's where
Dell.
you should be
Period
looking,
bases
but
is
you're
a
a bad
different
hunter.
story. No, we have
Like
people
here's the
there.
reality. I can open up the ADMs in Delve and I can look and boom, there's a dozen systems just in Delve, not in Aquarius, not in period bases, just in Delve where there's a high amount of mining going on. So that tells me there's lots of mining going on, and obviously there's lots of ratting going on everywhere. So saying that nothing is happening in Delve is obviously a fucking either brainwashed kind of like mischaracterization or a lie. Like everybody knows there's lots of ratting going on. It's hard to stop people from
let's
ratting.
count. We'll count right now. We'll count. ADM 6 places.
I don't think that we need to do that, and I don't think that ADM 6 is the threshold that you should look at.
P6Y, M2X, and PDE. Besides the Southern Constellation way down by period basis, which is full because you guys are trying to keep us from hacking you back.
That's fake Delph.
So there you go. It
mean
was 6
toasting.
systems in the main
What are you
parts of
talking
Dell.
about? Trying
they're
to prevent
ADM
you from
6.
hacking?
I'm
you
looking
haven't tried
at
doing
Dotland
stuff
right
for
now.
weeks.
Are you looking at
We
your old?
killed
32
an IHAB like a week and a half ago.
Sad.
Dawn, it's
Wow.
called
I was
How did
toasting,
that
on that
not
happen?
hub. We killed it and then left because
killed
we
it.
didn't care.
Did you kill?
We killed
something?
it.
No, you
Killed
didn't kill
one,
anyone.
Are you talking about a Rorqual?
Well, we killed
No,
a
she
Rorqual
said
today
an,
too. That
she
was
said an iHub is what they
killed
killed.
my head.
Okay.
Killing.
What
Fine,
IHUB did you
just
kill?
data.
Can
It was back in. I think it was in
can we get a count on how many iHubs we've killed so far in the war? Just
No. Let's stop because I want to know what IHUB she killed because we haven't lost an IHUB in like 2 months.
Not test. It was like one of the other bumfuck stands over there.
which ones? Hello?
4K.
Nobody else has lost an IHUB either in like 2 months.
Want to bet? Hold on.
What are you talking about?
Let's look. I've got
It-
dialing up. I'm-
Imagine Dawn and Delta Squad went over there and took one of their allies' fucking
It
iHubs.
was QX Tech.
It was what?
QX Tech. That
We
was a little off on
self-destructed
weights.
that
Was-
IHUB.
No,
Why?
We didn't kill it. We self-destructed it
Why?
because IRC owned it and we wanted to switch to test.
killed that
Fair
one.
enough.
Why'd you just transfer?
Only
it?
4K. Maybe I'm.
You can't transfer IHUBs. That's not how it works.
Oh,
Worked everything.
my bad. My bad.
4K Tech. Hold on. It was one
Solid
of those.
structures can only be transferred to corporations in the Save Alliance.
So
Trying to claim
today,
something that didn't happen.
You
To-
really? That how you killed an IHUB? Hilarious.
I learned that almost anything anybody else does, someone in Goons will take credit for.
Fuck yeah. Why would we not?
That iHub.
Self-destruct and iHub. We killed one of your iHubs like a week ago.
We did.
I mean, Goon's been taking credit for what Dreadbomb did to Legacy.
We forced you to self-destruct that. Admit that.
Oh yeah, that's right. The cloaking
I actually have
camping.
a question
The
on
cloaking
that.
camping did it.
Psychic abilities.
What's your question, Loki?
My question is, why doesn't Rundle want to say Loki's name on TIS streams?
Are you running
throw
for
the name
CSM?
Seto around, we throw the name Redline around, but suddenly when there's an intersection between Trash Talk Tuesday and Dreadbomb, and they talk about a host on Trash Talk Tuesday,
We're going to talk about
Loki's name.
We're not allowed to talk about you. The last time we talked about you and Dreadbomb, you got mad at us and you were a drama queen for like 2 weeks.
Oh, calm down. Not you. Exactly. You can talk. You can say whatever the fuck you want. No, today on TIS, I think my name was about to come up. I could actually, or it was yesterday. I think my name was about to come up, but I was also really busy at work, so it might not actually be true.
No, you're dreaming. No, you
like
must have an
danced around it.
inflated sense of self-importance if you
no, I
thought that
definitely
was about
do.
you.
Whose name came up? Was it my name that came up?
Loki, you were making fun of me for coming up with the show's catchphrase. You know,
It's
being
not the-
space important.
It's not the
But you wanna be-
catchphrase, dude.
You want to be you want to be mentioned on Talking in Stations. You're taking personal offense to the fact that Dreadbomb was brought up, but not your name.
No, because they were going to talk about a host on. Never mind. They're going to talk about a host on Trash Talk Tuesday in relation to Dreadbomb and the rhetoric that, we'll say the quote-unquote rhetoric that I've been quote-unquote pushing, which is actually like just
Say the
unbiased
truth.
in
Say,
my.
God damn it!
No,
He
it's
said the
unbiased.
truth. He
No,
said
but
the
it's like
truth.
unbiased truth
Imagine
in
being that person.
in my general opinion.
Calling
And
all
so
your
then
friends liars.
largely I thought my name was going to come up, and then it was like, shh, we can't say that. But I was also busy, so it may have had nothing to do with me. I just want to make some shit basically at this point.
Well,
we were trash talking fine enough, Loki.
We kind of beat the fucking horse to death. Goons don't think they're losing. Pappy don't think they're
Loki,
losing. The war goes on.
We're down to one constellation. I mean, I'm not saying we're necessarily like we have that. That's it. So we lost a lot of delve. I mean,
No, I mean obviously Pappy's made extraordinary progress throughout the time of the war. Like, yeah, it's great. Like, I'm not.
But
arguing
not
that.
in the
I'm
last
just saying,
3 weeks.
I'm fucking tired of hearing
so-
about it, and also bring back more content, please. This is really boring.
Okay, we'll go make some content then, dude. Let's do
Here's
it.
an interesting question to the Imperium people.
I did last night.
Because I usually like I've asked this. Here's a question for the Imperium people because I've asked this question before, and usually the answer is pretty much the same. Do you guys think you will be able to hold 1DQ forever, indefinitely?
Depends on what you do.
honestly, if you don't commit supers, like I don't know what you was exactly said, but if you guys don't commit supers, then no, I don't think you guys will be able to take 1DQ, and I think we will hold it indefinitely.
And if we do commit supers?
I think it'd be a very, very bloody battle that would cause the server to crash repetitively until one side gave up.
That's my worry that that's what's going to happen.
I don't think that I don't think the
we will be
server
able
can sustain what will happen if 1DQ comes under siege with supers on both sides. I don't think the server will sustain at all.
You and Dirk were just saying that you don't have to form every single
Arius,
time.
can you shut the fuck up for like 1 minute when I'm trying to go through my fucking...
Okay, go ahead. I just...
So
I saw a hole in that.
Jesus.
Shut up.
Marius, you didn't see a hole in shit.
Okay, so do you think we will be able to take 3-D and the outlying systems of the constellation?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that because I don't know. I don't know if, I mean, with the fact that we have to move stuff, then I think it is a possibility, but it all depends on our reaction time more than anything else and the strategy you use. So I guess that's to be determined. But
Throw some fucking
I'm also
realism.
trying to look at it objectively from from a perspective of like, can you guys actually do it? Yes. It's very, 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 very possible.
I don't want
But-
you to. You maybe one. I don't think 1DQ. I think 1DQ is going to be an issue that doesn't come down to your fighting force or our fighting force. It's going to come down to outside problems. The stuff around it, yeah, you're going to take it. You're going to catch us off guard. You have the ability to do that. It will happen. It sucks, but I hate saying it, but it will.
See, I'm with Alterari. I'm with Dominoc on this.
I think that will make
takes
you guys
time.
bleed for it for sure.
It makes time. It takes time, but
Made us bleed for the rest of Delve, though.
With enough time, everything outside of 1DQ is possible. In much the same way as with enough time, everything outside of 1DQ under your control is possible.
Not probable, but possible.
It's possibility versus probability, exactly.
Okay, so what do you think the probability is for all of the systems outside of 1DQ itself?
Oh, outside of 1DQ, so I would say 3D and N8 are a lot more likely than the backwater systems because they don't have a direct port. You would have to go through 1DQ to get to them. But
I agree with that actually, because I do think they are much more of a challenge. But so here's the interesting thing then, right? So obviously, I think any reasonable person can infer that sooner or later we will get us a foothold in 3-D and NTEC 8. You will fight us off for quite a while probably, but we will eventually get a foothold. We will eventually pressure that foothold, and we will eventually take those systems. I think that's a reasonable thing for people to assume. Right?
I agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree with that. I think that it's reasonable to say that because, I mean, you guys do have the numbers advantage. You guys eventually, after whatever circumstances, will get a foothold. You will, and we won't be able to respond in time, and you guys will eventually take them. But 1DQ is a completely different animal.
I 100% agree. It is a 100% different animal. So here's the question then that kind of further leads down this line. So everybody kind of roughly agrees that we will eventually be able to take 3D and N8 for sure. And I think that like any person who thinks that is not strategically competent enough to put together any.
Like
I don't know.
We're admitting to yeah.
Like it's one of those brainwashed kind of Kool-Aid drinker guys, right? So, but here's the question. So what process would you guys use to take those two systems that is different from what we are currently doing? How are we doing it wrong?
Probably do it.
Before before anybody says anything,
If you are about to say something about Villy's soliciting strategies,
no, I'm not. I'm about to say
I don't know
that
that
any individual on our side who would be willing to engage with such a proposition is such a dumbass as to not be part
I'm the
of it.
master strategist.
See, honestly, the way I see it is I've never been in the situation that you're in, Billy, so I can't speak to.
No, and I just think it's funny because we've just seen Dirk immediately pull up the propaganda /
don't talk about
what do you call it? The
Iron Curtain of solidarity.
It turns out giving you ideas is a bad plan. What a surprise!
No, he's probing for
Comment,
something,
but
guys.
You're perfectly comfortable to tell us you're doing it wrong. Yet you can't provide any other substantial counter argument other than to just herf blurf. You're wrong. You're not doing it right. You're not doing it fast enough.
Have I once said that, Rundle? Have I once said that?
Turns out us
No, I'm
telling
talking to
you
Dirk,
how
right?
to invade us is a bad plan for
Let's
us.
be honest here, Dirk. You have nobody within the Imperium that is anywhere near capable of putting together a plan that is any better than what we have put together. And if you do have one, I challenge them to release it because it's not like we would follow their plan anyways.
You
Right?
would.
Like, let's be honest here.
You follow our plan right now.
Yeah, if somebody came up with a really great creative idea, I would absolutely hear it. But we have as many great minds and more. Obviously, we have 3-to-1 numbers, right? That if
I mean,
somebody
as you said,
has
1.4.
For those paying attention, Billy is not admitting to that. He's sarcastically joking about it.
The assumption of better 3-to-1 numbers or as good as 3-to-1 numbers is also registered in Billy's comment. But carry on, Billy.
See?
I don't know what you mean by registered.
Billy, to respond to your question.
He's saying you just admitted. Well, earlier, if you rewind it,
Sure.
1.9 is what Billy admitted. He is sarcastically saying, right? Tongue in cheek.
I'm going to respond real quick, Billy, to respond to your question.
Actually, I was saying that Billy admitted to having as good minds as the Imperium, but Billy can carry on.
As good or better.
That's not a super high bar, bro. Don't be so happy about that one.
Listen, I'm over here.
Well, except for Dom. Dom's way the fuck up there.
You
Dom's
are
the
over there,
intellectual-
Dom. You are over there.
You are a giant amongst children.
He's the intellectual powerhouse of the Imperium by far.
My
I mean, what do you do?
Yeah,
I'm
Billy
not silly
said
to just drop it 0 on the keep star in M2, and what did they do? Dropped it 0 on the keep star.
They didn't drop it 0. They dropped it like 400 into a ball of fire.
0. Let's talk here. I was 20 kilometers from 400 Red Knots. It was not comfortable.
I'm not engaging with that. I'm just saying that, you know, if you set a bar, you have to meet it.
And Billy, to answer your question, I'm not much of a strategist by any means. Strategy is something I look at, but I don't necessarily like sit there and theory crap. I have not been in a situation similar to yours where I'm attacking an entity, and I could not fathom a better way to do it than what you're doing.
Right, and I don't think most people reasonably can. You know,
Dev's incorrect. You have one, Billy, because you led goons when you kicked tests out of fucking fountain. That was there for that too.
So, Billy's saying that the
but when we were fighting Test and Fountain, the mechanics were drastically different.
You were leading the goons for that. You didn't jump on the bandwagon. That was you. Because I hold you personally responsible for kicking me out of fountain twice now. So,
fair enough.
That's just a way for you to hate
rude.
Billy.
What are you talking about, bandwagon?
Where's the card?
Father Delve said something about you jumping on the winner's side, but that's not true. When you were leading goons to kick.
Oh, it must be one of the people I have blocked in Twitch chat. Okay.
I was defending your honor.
I don't know. I just have most of the Kool-Aid drinkers blocked, so it's like I just like don't even bother.
Billy, you better be careful blocking somebody in reference to Trash Talk
Marius.
Tuesday, because that means you're a
blocked
coward.
Marius.
That means
I'm gonna come over to your house and I'm gonna kick you right straight. Give me, knock it off.
I had somebody
No, I know
like
you-
try to harass me the entire. No, not me. One of my guests for like 45 minutes on Theta Thursday.
Was it me?
And I was like,
Was I the one harassing?
no, it was like some Joe Schmo. His name was like green colored. I don't know, but it was pretty
Green
funny.
line.
I just let it
Green line
go
12.
because like fuck it.
Green Line 12. Man, all I really know is that you guys gotta get better at like your narrative shit. Like, I swear to God, I've seen so many posts about, oh, Pappy's scared to use supers, and oh, you'll never take
Well,
one DQ like
then
this.
prove
Shut
it's
it,
wrong.
Don.
Just do it.
Don.
then. Just do it. Just do it.
Would you
like Nike?
would
Just
you-
do it.
Would you
Okay,
allow
all
me
day,
to
all
finish
night.
my point before you pipe in? Like, come on, we don't play this game. You
But
and
it was
me.
funny.
It wasn't funny. It was very.
I had a
very
Nike
wooed.
joke in there.
It was very wooed. Very wooed. Anyways, look, the point is that y'all are talking about 1DQ. Motherfucker, we aren't even. We gotta take care of the rest of the constellation first. This shit takes time, okay?
I don't care about 1DQ.
Who doesn't care about 1DQ?
I
Everybody
personally
cares
don't care about
1DQ.
1DQ.
You better start.
You guys
1DQ is
sit
important.
and rot for all I give a damn.
Okay. So,
Well, we basically have your
okay.
game where
Go
we'll
ahead.
all back into one system. We'll build up. You'll be all spread out. We'll wait 6 months and then we'll come kick your ass. Right? That's the plan.
Yeah, just
Never
go
gonna
away.
happen.
I mean, what it comes down to is this is a war of attrition, and it's who's going to survive longer. And
Can I ask a very serious question? And this isn't
Not
a
here.
question.
You're going to.
I mean, you're going to, so
Oh, yeah,
just
now
ask
to
it.
ask it.
This actually isn't a question about the mechanics. This isn't a question about narrative. It's about why Villy is not willing to show up on this show as Villy. Why has Villy changed his name? I'm curious.
No, it's not a separate account.
I'm asking the question. Why has
Dirk, that's
Villy
his main.
changed
Billy's
his
not
name?
his actual
Not Dirk. Jesus fuck.
Look at these.
So
Twitch
I've been
streams.
attempting to rebrand myself off of Villy for the better. Like it's supposed to be within the Eve story that I didn't finish writing, obviously. But I've been attempting to rebrand myself back to something that's not Villy for the better part of like 5 years. Just because like the only reason I'm called Villy is because Villy was my Dictor alt in 2007, and back then having a Dictor on fleet was like it took your fleet from 0 to like 150% in like instantly, right? So over the years I've just become known as Villy because Villy was the character I played the most, right? And I've been trying to change that back, and you know it's
okay. That's a fair point.
You know,
I'm willing
Villy's
to
a better
accept
name.
that.
willing to accept that. Okay.
On that basis, why did you not post your CSM 16 campaign post as Redrin, accepting that you were trying to rebrand away from Villy?
Because
They
CCP
make-
would have made him do it as
Yep.
Villy. It's such a fucking stupid
They make
question,
you, they make
dude.
you take the name that's most
You have to do it on the one you're most known for, which is obviously Villy.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
So-
why I wouldn't be able to run for CSM under the name Dave
You wouldn't be able to run anyway.
Dave Archer, right? Yeah.
I was making the joke. You don't have to make the joke when I'm gonna make it for you.
I think you're well known under
agree
Dave
with you.
Archer, though. So I don't see
well
the
known.
problem.
But remember,
Oh.
Imperial only has 2 FCs, Asher and V.
So what you're saying is like Marius could run for CSM hypothetically as any character because nobody knows who the fuck he is?
Exactly.
Realistically, yes.
That's why I'd have to run on my character High One to a Destroyer.
Oh, nice, dude.
And I mean the reality is my own guys know me as Villy, right? And like, I try to lead fleets, under the other character when I can, but it's just ease of use and ease of mental capacity. You want to make things as easy as possible for people. Name
My new
recognition
story
is
actually
important and
addressed
useful.
Wait, so Villy, on the next Super Cat battle, when it hits downtime and everybody logs off, are you gonna make the same mistake of telling your character or your fucking line members to not log in?
Well, okay, that's a loaded fucking question.
That's a
because
very different question. So
no,
why
it's not
is
even
it
different. That's a loaded ass question because it's all situational, and that's not something anyone can answer depending until like the situation arises.
None of us would ask Villy that question because that's so.
I mean, Billy, am I far off there?
Can you ask a question again? Sorry, I didn't. Like, it sounded. weird
I'm
the
a
way you said it.
nobody, so it doesn't even matter, guys. It's all good.
No. Stop there. You said you're a nobody, right? But here's the reality. I am a person who believes in the utmost transparency, which means I will generally answer just about any fucking question that is asked of me. I will take it seriously and I will give it the credits and I will answer it. That's why we do test town halls the way we do, where I will literally take any fucking question and I will do my best to answer it unless I literally can't.
All right, are you an ass guy or a boob guy?
I am totally a fucking boob guy.
Yeah. He asked if you would make the call
You heard it here,
logging off
Don.
at downtime and not logging back in.
My opinion was that we should have been logging back in after downtime. And going right from, we should have never been taking our foot off the gas.
I will say we were all tired, so I understand that in the haze of.
Well,
14 hours
listen,
fighting,
I was what 14 hours in or 12 hours
Yeah,
in during the
exactly,
Battle
like-
of M2 Part 1, and I didn't want to, stop, but we made the call to stop, right? And it is what it is.
I mean,
14 hours in, your
Man,
strategic choices go down. Like your strategic capability of making the most informed choice goes down on both sides.
Then, no matter how
you were
deep
ready
the
to go
deep end
high
is,
as fuck. But I was like ready. I was like 7 o'clock. I'm like, I'm ready to just like, pass out.
Done. You were happy to go
Right.
on. I was happy to go on. Villy was happy to go on.
You had just
Alfari-
woken up and you kept the
Dude.
stream going because the Fune fell asleep on stream.
I was there with my Titan, Dawn. But my point is, if Villy is happy to answer any question, why did you make the call not to move on? Why did you
Move
not
on from what?
Why did you not make the call?
Because it's
to
not
move
just
on
his
after
fucking call,
downtime?
dude. It's
We-
a coalition of like 6
I didn't-
alliances.
We are many-
Redline, I didn't ask who made the call. I asked why did you not make the call?
You
to
dumb
move on?
fuck. I literally just told you because it wasn't his call to make.
We make calls as a group.
I'm sorry.
They're
No, really. Redline, I didn't realize you were Villy's fucking mouthpiece, but
I'm
carry
not,
on,
but when you're
please.
going to ask a question that literally anybody with a brain can answer, then you'll have to forgive me for answering.
Oh, hold on, Ryan.
Okay, I'll answer it again for him.
Turns out, if Villy
Really,
wants to
can I
say it, I'm happy
I
to
wanna
accept
I wanna
it.
restate
I
the
just
question.
want Villy to say it.
What was the
We
discussion?
make decisions as a group.
You can tell us what was the discussion, though. Just curious.
The discussion was, do we log back in or do we not?
Based on what? But why?
We made the decision like 20 minutes.
Well, the players were saying they didn't
Based
want
on
to.
tiredness, our
Right.
ability to reinforce, our ability to reship, the deepness of our cache, the strength of the field, how things were going, our ability to recall fighters and get them back, the fact that we had a Sino-jammer system. There was literally like 15 or 20 different factors that affected
there you
us.
go.
Whoa. Would you like the actual follow-on to that question?
I just said I will answer your questions, so
Who?
feel free to ask.
I meant everyone else who was throwing shit. Would you like the actual follow-on to that question? Who was involved in the decision to not continue with the M2 first fight?
Presumably anyone in
was
Pappy leadership
involved?
who was awake.
No. Specifically, who was
No,
involved?
to be clear, I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, and I'm not going to answer that question because that question is meant to, go after specific people. Because in hindsight, right? The reality is the only person that is involved in the making of that decision is me. Okay, I was involved in that decision, and nobody else matters.
I blame brother.
There was more than
It's
me.
fair to restrain and not answer that.
You can blame me.
I mean,
No,
you can't say you'll answer every
Marius,
question and then
I'll
not
answer
answer
your
that
question.
question.
Oh, he's not answering that because
whatever.
I'll answer your
I'm
question,
good with that.
Would you want me to answer
People
that
got
for
together,
our
talked it
he's
through,
trying to
and the
stir
decision
shit,
was made,
to be fair.
and you have the rest of the history. That's how it happened.
So currently what you're doing, Derek, just to be clear, is you're like, oh, since you'll answer anything, let me ask you this inflammatory question, which is going to cause a bunch of fucking problems. And then he's like, well, I'm not going to answer that. And you're like, well, you said you would answer anything. And it's like, okay, dude, but yeah.
As it turns
That's
out,
the
hard
dumbest
questions are. As it turns out, hard questions are difficult to answer. I'm not
Okay,
going to
but
say
that's not-
it's
not a hard
It doesn't even need an
question.
answer.
That's a hard
It doesn't
question.
matter.
A question that
Alright,
is
hold
beyond
on.
the boundaries of him answering a question about himself.
Let's all answer the question like one person at a time, right?
Okay,
Let's just do that a little bit. So
I have a better question.
Well, no.
Dirk,
I'm gonna cut this off real quick.
No,
Your
no, no.
shirt sounds like small on the smaller side or the larger side? Because I'm gonna buy this Marius shirt, so I need to know: is there one on the smaller side or the larger side to know between two sides?
They fit pretty well. I will say that.
Okay. What does that fit by pretty well? Because it's a guy's unisex shirt, and I am definitely
it is a guy's unisex shirt.
So should I room?
My wife has massive and she let me look at what I ordered for her with this type. It was a
Red lines of boob guy confirmed.
kind of a little.
Listen, this is a much more important topic, anyway. So
it was
realistically.
What was
Think
it?
about it.
There's no need to answer the question on who was involved in that because why
You
would
already know?
Well, I mean, for the most part, yes, we already know. And why would he answer something like
Got her
that?
a 2x.
Given group decision of the senior leadership of Pappy, we wouldn't identify who was in our decision making when we make decisions like that. That's a stupid fucking question to ask.
I'm liking you more and more.
I would
I'll
just say
try.
it was the
I
FC
just
DJ of Pappy.
Right.
I'm gonna throw him under the
Yeah,
bus.
fucking DJ
I'll-
all day, dude, making those. But anyways, Dirk, before you continue,
No,
before you say
no, I
anything
wanna
else,
call
because
out
you said a
Ferrari.
lot of things currently.
Well, it's
and
also
I
important to
want to
remember,
say
if-
something in regards to the question that you asked.
Fair enough.
You should know the answer to that question because obviously your brilliant spy network gets all our pings. You can see everybody who is pinging, and you can assume that everybody who was pinging fleets and was FCing and doing all those things was involved in that decision. And if you would like to put their names out there, you're more than welcome to. But I'm fairly certain that they were, the leaders of all the alliances that are involved in Pappy, that, all made a decision based on whether or not they were going to log back in and potentially lose the other half of the Titan fleet. It's
and that's the other really funny thing about it. Even though in hindsight it looks like it was the wrong decision, there's no way for us to know that if that's actually true. We could have tried to log back in after downtime and been just as fucked as M2 Part 2. Right? There's no way to know how the battle was going to go.
I know how the battle
And hindsight
would have
says it would have been... Hindsight says it would have gone better than M2 Part 2, but that's not actually, a provable fact. It could have went much worse. And so, you judge the facts you have in the field.
I think Goons would have
what's that?
stayed tethered, personally. I think they would have stayed tethered on their Keepstar because that was the expectation, is that once that thing happened, it's like, am I? Okay, well, then you would have got your Titan killed because at the end of the day, what you're running into...
Not one of you would have shot my avatar.
Were fraternity Titans there by the time the first M2 was happening, or were they on the way? Were reinforcements coming?
They were shooting Razor Regiment exclusively.
Nice.
For most of the battle.
And were reinforcements coming?
something else? I'm just curious.
And were reinforcements coming? You don't know. You don't know if
I'm pretty sure
reinforcements
they
were
were.
coming, right?
We were in
But-
their time zone, so I can almost guarantee that they were.
Well, let's put it this way: in the Tino War, right?
And what
a
is
lot
the
of-
weakest time zone in
Red light.
games?
If this doesn't fit properly, I would like a swap. You promise that?
I know that you can
Sure,
get
you-
it returned.
You order it.
You can have it returned if you want to, and then I can.
One side, like it's just always that weird in between sides where it's just like I never know.
Yeah, I mean, when
We're
I buy
having a
shirts,
discussion.
when I buy shirts, I usually go bigger or smaller, and then if it's too small, I just decide that I'm gonna lose the weight to fit it. I never do, and then the shirts end up going to like Goodwill or something.
I just
So, I mean,
gain weight. I want bigger and assume you're going to gain weight. You're fucking happily surprised. You're not surprised.
No, then they're pajama shirts.
yeah. I mean, I just say best of luck. I know that I got my wife a 2X, and that's what
I
she
tell you what,
normally
the fucking
wears, and
hat is amazing.
Yeah, but
It
you didn't
fits
answer,
her
like,
really
what
well.
the normal size she gets is because that really does affect.
She
her.
normally gets a 2X.
That's all I really want.
So
It should be
if it's bigger than a 2, then go bigger than a 2. Like, but she is very well. She's gifted.
Developed testicles.
She's
It's
well
used
endowed.
stuff. Here, I found gunpowder.
Have big boobs.
Why are there no banana hammocks with the logo on it for sale? That's ridiculous.
What?
Banana hammocks.
All right, I'm almost.
Need those.
Oh, don't worry, we're working on that.
I can make
Oh,
those
yeah,
right
you
now.
song?
They do so, yeah.
Can
yeah.
you say IQ 300 is recruiting on them?
Yeah, I could do that.
He's not gonna.
Oh my god, you need a fucking yellow banana hammock.
First off, I'm not bragging about my wife's breast. I am literally trying to make sure that Dawn can get a shirt that fucking fits her. And you guys,
Talk about what goes on better.
My wife has huge breasts too.
Why are we trying to defend this?
Fuckers.
Like, who
Did
gives
we
a
get
fuck?
to this conversation?
Because
No,
Dawn
because
is
this
asking
dude
for a
in-
shirt.
All right,
I made
guys stream
I made a
is
shut up
crying.
Marius shirt, and Dawn wants one. Here,
I
Twitch
already
chat,
know.
you can see.
Stream's
Look,
catchphrase.
I made a shut
I
up
love it.
Marius T-shirt, and if you want it, you can buy it.
$5. I ordered it, so boom, it's coming.
Fucking
Alright,
scammed.
Anyway, I have an interview in 6 hours. I have
Don't
to
care.
dip at this point.
Hi, Derek.
We've been here
Okay,
for
so-
3 fucking hours. Good night,
It's only
guys.
I didn't
two.
know that was
2
what was
hours.
going to happen.
Only
Well,
two.
because you've been such a grammar semantic or
Left.
grammar
Don't
Nazi
worry
with me,
about it.
I'll be a time
gone.
Nazi with you.
Yeah.
Show's 2 hours in, not 3.
Yeah.
He
It
left.
felt, it
so-
felt like
hours.
3. Though.
Anyways,
It felt like a solid 3, but
I
it was
didn't know that was exactly how long it was going to go and when it was going to start. Because what, you can't tell time? Dude, priorities. You have an interview? Go fucking grab some Z's. There, I'll finish this up.
yeah,
Hey,
he
red
left
light.
already.
It has only been 2 hours.
They
It
get
does feel
into
like-
this later. People
What?
call and listen, just like Loki did. Go listen to this. But I'll be direct. Dirk, go fucking get some sleep. You have the wrong priority.
He's already gone.
I know. I'm just having fun. Carry on.
Yeah,
Good question.
Rundle,
Uh,
Yo.
I think you're
Stop.
doing all right.
I think you're doing great.
now I will wear that shirt every time I'm on Trash Talk Tuesday.
Okay.
And
cool.
just in time for the
You should
webcam.
wear it on
6 months
Thursday.
out.
I would be willing to show it off of the Shut Up Marius shirt.
I think that was something else.
Red line. Would
I-
the new
something
Keep
I-
post publish it if I wrote yaoi fanfiction of Marius and Jeremy?
Are you guys starting some shit already?
good.
It's late.
Has to
Come
be
on.
safe for work.
Go to bed.
There is no such thing as safe for work yaoi fanfiction.
Yeah, do it.
Stop. What? No.
Why don't we talk about something that's meaningful again, guys? Who here participated in the 18-man free-for-alls this week?
No one,
Yeah.
because the queue took forever. I couldn't get a match.
You tried
joking?
to.
He was under 5 minutes, like the entire time it was fucking going.
It was
I heard-
9.5 minutes every single
I
time.
heard that it was
tried.
full of collusion and fuckery.
Yeah, it was.
Before
It
getting
was
along.
absolutely fucking terrible.
Imagine that.
Well,
for
I mean,
me.
I did like I did my first 10 or so matches. I went in solo, and every single time I got like savagely like ganged up on. Let's say.
Cable,
And,
Utah.
Okay, I gotta ask, did you go in as Billy or your other main?
My other character, but my other
Okay.
character is actually moderately well known in the Abyssal Proving Grounds.
So it was like a
and
Friday
I think
night?
a couple people. I did it Friday
I
and
gotta
Saturday.
go.
I
We'll
think the
talk
first
with
day
you
was
all later.
actually pretty
Yeah.
tolerable.
Bye, Altrari.
Wow.
But
just woof.
by day 2, it was all just pure collusion. And
Yeah.
bacon
Seriously?
with 4 people
I
a year.
feel like 18's too many.
That
Like,
is
why would
shitty.
you pick it?
Why do we act like this is like
They
something we're not
picked,
surprised with?
You're gonna
they
leave,
picked
so
18 because it was the 18th
Just 'cause of the
birthday.
hello.
I mean, yeah,
wait.
but like 18
I don't think
is
anybody's
too many.
surprised if there's collusion. Like it's
You-
just a
Yeah,
thing
a
that
little
happens.
Yeah,
bit.
no,
at
I
this
started
point.
colluding like hard, like
You-
after the
d-
second day.
the
Just
definition
do
of if
9
you
and
can't
9
beat
and
them,
then
join
like
them.
you get 18. Like fuck.
Billy, I want a night off. Tell them to start farming, please.
Hey, if you can't beat them, fucking beat them.
Don,
Other shit.
Don,
No, fuck
just
you.
because you're tired doesn't
bought your
mean we are.
Don, did you say we're
Drunk,
forming right
not
now?
tired. Yeah, you are.
Don, I wouldn't worry about it. We're probably just trying to make you form. You can stay, like,
Okay.
because obviously we're not allowed to make you form at any
But-
point.
Yeah,
But
make
I
a-
really
Well,
like
I'll
showing
see
off
you
my
guys on the
logic.
battlefield. Fuck nuts.
I'll see you on the.
Like, I really like showing off my logi
Bye.
chops, so I can't help it. I'm addicted to it.
Man, you know what
Had a
I'm
good time, yeah.
addicted to?
Earplugs?
Your wife?
Did you buy 2 of those shirts?
No,
Oh,
just one.
somebody else bought one too.
I bought one.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Hell
yeah,
yeah,
bro.
I'm lining up to buy one as well.
I should hope so.
We've had what has been really encouraging. I will say it's been very encouraging this week. Is we've had a couple people return to Goonswarm that had left for a couple months, over a year or so, because of they wanted something different, and because now you guys are in 1DQ, they have returned, which has been really encouraging. So that's been a nice part of the week.
So is this like the Eve version of the prodigal son?
I feel like it might not be that.
Yeah, and like on the same encouraging level, we've had a bunch of people leave Goonswarm and have to get sort of ACLs for them as they take their Titans out. It's been very encouraging, you know.
What? Why are you gonna take something that was heartfelt and sweet and try to twist it? Listen,
It's online.
All
that's so
fair
rude.
in love and
Why
war.
couldn't it just be like, you're right. We've had some testicles show up too, and it's been really sweet seeing some old people come back. But no, you had to be a jackass. I hope you
Yeah.
feel bad.
I don't.
He does.
Feel great.
It's Eve Online.
You look
Pretty
good
good
too.
at it. Oh, come on, because it's Eva.
Also, I guarantee you've had maybe 2.
So Dawn, did
Just
they
test or
You show me the
like
numbers,
what do you want
bitch.
to guarantee? Wow,
Show me the numbers.
Unfortunately, we are.
No,
No, stop,
You made the claim. Show me the evidence. You made the claim. Show me the evidence, or else I just won't believe you.
Is it just
I
me?
don't
or
care
That's
if
how
you
it's
believe
been
me.
every fucking week.
I
I don't
mean-
care if you
Inches,
believe
and now
me.
he has to
You thought
back
you
it
killed
up.
an iHub in Delve.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Like-
Don, we still don't know which iHub you guys killed in Delve, and we're still under the impression that
don't
it's the one that was
fucking
self-destructed. So
It's like playing
Are you-
Where's Waldo if
Push
you're
me,
not
you
sure if
can't
Waldo
sustain-
even exists.
Oh no, everything's failing. Oh my
And
computer!
to be-
My mumble crashed. Fuck.
And to be clear, we've been very clear that anybody that takes the Silk Road out of Delve or 1DQ is
Okay.
not being named. They're not having their names put through the mud so the goons can do whatever they do to the people.
well, as long as they're not on comms in public, because as we learned a few months ago, Don can tell a lever just by the voices. That clip has so many views. That's obnoxious.
So
Sometimes.
Dawn,
She can tell a leader
Sometimes,
by
yeah.
the what? What did she say?
Part of my
Yeah.
job. I listen to people talk and phone all day, so I get
What
to
about
know.
other simple machines
I-
like a ramp or a wheel? Can you tell them by their voice?
What the fuck, Marius?
That's why I made the T-shirt. Just say "Shut
I
up,
get it.
Marius," and
Shut
I
your
mean
shut
we'll just reinforce the meme at this point. I guess we'll just
I
do that.
got it that time. The lever thing, ramp, wheel. It's funny.
It
It's
wasn't
bad, but it's funny.
It was terrible.
Well,
It was the worst thing I've ever
Redline,
heard.
it was
I'm
only
tr-
as bad as the joke that you told earlier.
Oh yeah, what was the joke that I told earlier?
I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, see, but
My
I will
brain-
never
my brain's
forget that
broken.
joke because of how bad it was.
Marius, you
That's
tell,
the
you tell,
difference.
Like, you tell dad jokes if like my dad just got out of like grade 12 physics or something. Like it's just I don't know. Not as
So what movie are
accessible.
we watching this week?
I'm
I
not
need
gonna
to
lie.
watch
I'm
one.
actually kind of really sad that Big Bill didn't show up on the show tonight because he was in my CSM thread talking about like Digi and stuff, and I was like, "Oh shit, brother! I can't wait to talk to you on Trash Talk Tuesday tonight." And then he doesn't fucking show
Bill-
up tonight.
He's
I'm like,
sitting out.
That's because
in protest.
Bill's boycotting. Yeah, he asked me to boycott
Oh,
too, and
he's
that was the plan. But
boycotting the show,
then
I'm
I
sure.
got begged to come. Yeah, no, that's true. Anyways, I was asked to come on.
Okay, it's not a boycott if you're the only
People
one
said they
boycotting
missed
it,
me.
though.
So.
Yeah, that's
you.
why I said sitting out in protest.
I told Bill I'd give him his moderator powers back, and he left me on red. So I mean, I guess that's where we
I don't
are
know
right
if
now.
that's an excellent idea.
Excellent idea, because that's
I
funny.
think he's just gonna abuse him again.
I mean, I'm gonna abuse you, little coward ass shit.
Don't
Little
threaten me with a
baby,
good time.
baby
I've got a
shit,
t-shirt
baby shit Discord blocker boy. That's you.
Baby shit Discord blocker boy.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna change your name to that right now.
Don, what is a
On the
commissar?
shirt too.
Huh?
Fucking
Yeah, on the
Red
stream.
Line's throwing haymakers out here.
You know what a commissar is?
Why don't you tell him?
It's where we shoot you in the face for whatever you did.
Where does that name come from?
Oh, here we go.
I don't know.
Here we go.
Is it the Soviet
The
Union?
commissary is where you
Sounds like
eat
it's from the
food.
Soviet
I don't
A
fucking know.
Warhammer 40k
Rain,
reference.
Rain,
That's
you're
Everything's a
deafen
Warhammer
yourself.
40K.
Rain, deafen yourself. You're gonna hate
We're the
this.
fucking Imperium. Like,
God.
they talk about shit I have no idea about. It's really fucking nerdy.
Oh, you guys are talking about Hammer?
That's where the Imperium's name comes from.
If only that's where commissar came from.
I mean,
Yeah,
because
probably.
commissar is like
It
an
wasn't used in,
actual
wait,
word in reference to the Soviet Union. So I thought you guys were talking about that. My bad.
It
We
predates
are
the Soviet
gay-space
Union.
communism, so that would fit.
Well, it's an official of the Soviet Union, or
That's
sorry,
true.
Communist Party in the Soviet Union.
Controller.
Yeah.
Nobody
That's
knows.
true.
Ooh,
But it
actually, apparently, it also has present-day links to communist China as well. You could technically make that leap.
wow.
So do people
more
give
we know,
commissar an
guys.
army of mango then?
I do that. Who of you here have actively like primaried me in a fleet? Been like, kill this bitch.
I have many times.
Oh, well, I've killed you too, which is fun.
I usually
Well,
lock
good.
you and Brisk and a couple other people up and take one shot at you, so I get on your kill mouse.
John, I
You
haven't done
bitch.
any target calling, but I've shot at you.
I know you have. You
I'll
always
be
tell me
honest. I'll be honest. I've never actually like primaried you, being like, "Oh, that's Dawn. I gotta shoot her first." Like, you're just not worth it. Like, I just shoot
Wow.
you in terms of like the same order as anyone
I don't-
else.
I don't want to change your thought pattern, but I feel a little like insulted right now. I am very important. in the fleet.
Did you just say?
I hate to break it
do
to you,
that,
but it was
and
meant to be
then
an insult.
You just corrected yourself and said
Why
that
did
you're
it
not
be
doing
so
that.
mean? I just said, like,
Because you're a goon, and you know all the goons are mean to me, so I gotta be
real
attracted to
listen, I feel like I've been the most fair, other than when I like.
I like to
I
shoot
know
people who I
what
know and Eve.
I'm not trying to encourage you guys to shoot me, but
Well, I mean, you're nicer than the rest of them. The problem is that you do
That's a
kind of
pretty
tend
low
to
bar.
stick. You stick to talking points though a lot, which is problematic because sometimes when we're trying to have a discussion that might have nuances in it that make those talking points maybe not as important or existent, you stick to them, and then it makes everybody really annoyed because we know that it's like a Matani talking point, but it's whatever, man. Could just be how
Basically,
you
when
see
you
the
say
game.
things that are factually incorrect and everybody knows they're factually incorrect, it gets really annoying when you just keep repeating them over and over and over again and just start screeching them louder and louder.
you bring up shit that doesn't make sense either. That's
Well, I mean,
also
even at the start of the show, I was like, "Show me a battle you've won," and you're like, "We won last night," and it's like
2 battle reports.
Okay,
in
I'm
total.
sorry.
you
I'm
know.
gonna go grab the battle report of us winning 27 billion to 31 billion. I remember the numbers. I was
Yes,
in an
just
Osprey in the
casually,
Drake fleet, murdering you. It was great. We had an evil
just
fleet. You
casually
guys had
ignoring
immunity.
the Knicks loss at the end of the fight, right?
That was not at the end of the fight. That was when you guys went home. That was like 15 minutes later, and you want to add it
Were
in.
we in
like
the same fleet?
Killing an empty Knicks.
Were we in
It,
the same
it,
fleet?
did
Don?
not- it wasn't even part of the fight. It was in a
And
different.
let me guess.
That had nothing
Let
to
me
do with
guess,
it.
Don. It
You
was
want to
right
say
up high,
you killed
huh?
Knicks? That's fine. You killed a Knicks that was trying to fucking leave or some bullshit. Who knows? It was an empty Knicks. You killed it. That's fine.
How
But
do
adding
people-
it in a battle report of a battle that happened in 3 Tech D and ended 10 minutes to 15 minutes prior does not really work.
You know what fine stands
When
for?
we wail in T5Z, we don't add it to all of our battle reports like,
half
ha
the
ha.
story, Don. That's half the story, because the battle was in 1DQ and 3D at the same time. There were people groups being coordinated on both sides of that front of that battle. And so if you don't want to acknowledge the fact that there were actually a large battle going on in 2 locations, just because you don't want to acknowledge it doesn't mean it's not true.
I feel like you guys are talking about a completely different fight than I am. Because
No, we're not. Because even though you may not have been
where in
aware of the battle,
1DQ were you fighting?
John, the Horde fleet went into 1DQ and killed a Sinojammer while we were in 3D. We split the fleets into two. We had the Legacy fleet in 3D and we had the Horde fleet in 1DQ. Did you not notice the 300 people not in system with you all of a sudden?
No, I didn't.
There we could.
Very clearly, guys, here's what's going on. Here's the strategy. We're over here keeping this side busy while the other side's over there keeping that side busy. We're doing this, we're doing that, blah, blah, blah. Right? But if you don't want to acknowledge it, doesn't make it not true.
I don't remember seeing that at all, but maybe it was there.
Well, I mean, just look up Faralax Sinojammer or Faralax Tenebrex Sinojammer. You'll see a Sinojammer that died in 1DQ. Right?
Well,
let me type Ezekiel Tenebrex. Losses. Oh look.
Watch your grammar.
Uh-oh, Tenebrex at 02:59 last night in 1DQ died.
Oh man.
Damn. And then when did 53 minutes later, there's a Nyx that died in that same system.
Oh, so way later after the fleets have already, done their deed.
So how did people come up with the spin that is just Pappy burning
the
his
Nyx
eye
did
to
not-
make the battle report look good?
The Nyx was not involved in the fight at
Is this
all.
just sad at this point? Like, you're
No,
coping. You're coping. That's what you're doing.
Let's be
You
clear
don't
here.
ca-
Don, you're correct. The Nyx was not involved in the fight. But the fight
Don't add
wasn't
to that battle report. Just say
about
we killed the Nyx.
fight.
Like when we killed a Rorqual, we killed a Rorqual.
Yes. But what I'm saying is that all of those fights are about harassment of the 1DQ constellation. And when all of a sudden we kill a Nyx within the 1DQ constellation, in the context of the fleets we are using, usually they are linked, whether you want to admit it or not.
But
Like,
not
here's
in
an easier
battle.
question. Here's an easier question. If that Nyx would have been fleet whipped off the Keepstar and we didn't have the fleets up, would the Nyx have died?
No.
Yeah, but it's not linked to a battle. Like, you look at a battle report, right? You're looking at a battle specifically, not necessarily some random other thing that happened to die because you were formed. Like, I mean, at the same time, if you want to make this argument, you just say, well, overall, if we look at total losses in Delve last night, we definitely won because look at all the losses, right? I mean, that's just a much simpler way to go about it. I don't know.
Wait, so from D-Day to Victory in Europe Day, World
We're
War
not
II
allowed
stop.
to talk about. We're not allowed to talk about real world metaphors, especially not World War II.
Why?
Because
Why are we? It's not a history lesson, dude. We're not here to teach people the history of the.
We're not allowed to talk about it. That's pretty fucked. Anyway, okay.
Every time World War II comes around, the goons will immediately begin calling people a specific party that happened in there, which will then result in people bringing up other
Yeah.
names, calling them
I think
back,
I
and then it
think
just
that's
spirals downwards and downwards and downwards.
Okay,
Yeah,
my
I
bad.
think that's-
I didn't know the history behind that.
That's fine. I made the mistake before either. So
I mean, I didn't really realize it was some kind of internal trigger to completely fuck our Twitch stream. Cool. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it
what
was
the fuck were we talking about? We were talking about
the
the connectivity of things that happen on a specific night. Despite, I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, who cares? Like, this is a stupid conversation.
What's the next topic, Redline?
Yeah, Redline.
Let's talk about the CSM, which is now closed.
Congratulations
all of the
on
applicants
being
are now
reelected,
in.
Billy.
Did anybody do a count of them all? How many are there?
I haven't done a count yet, but I assume
like
somebody can
about-
open.
That's like 42, but I
30
know
40 usually.
a bunch it came in after that, so it's more than 42.
Yeah, I think there's like 43 or something is the average. I can't remember.
I think when I counted
something around
42,
that.
you and the nominate and all you guys had not put yours on there.
Oh,
So there's
I also plug it.
about 50.
If any lesser known CSM people candidates want an interview, we will be available.
INN where you guys give out a ballot and they're not going to make it on the ballot. Cool.
Yeah, Billy,
That's a
congratulations on
different
being
story.
reelected.
That's the state telling me how to vote.
Yikes.
Wink, wink. Vote how the state wants. Wink, wink.
yeah, the shadow state, because you're gonna be telling your members.
I would if John Hartley told me how to vote, I'd probably do it because I don't care.
Well, I mean that's the Imperium.
That's all.
That's how it's been every time. Like this is not new or shocking.
Is there like an Eve fucking Illuminati that rigs all the fucking votes or something that I don't know about?
No, but the reality is the no blocks have the ability to properly motivate their voting base. They have the ability to organize and coordinate, and thus they generally guarantee themselves anywhere between 6 and 8 seats in the CSM, just because they are organizationally so superior to the spread out and disparate groups that exist outside of the no blocks.
When
No
Billy says
organization
he
at all,
properly
no.
motivate, he
in
means
ISEC and then you have competing in wormhole. So you're right. NullSec's going to get the lion's share.
when Billy says properly motivate, he just means that the alliance basically sponsors X amount of people, and then they're encouraged to vote for those people specifically.
Well, the alliance basically says,
vote for it. There's a
I'm
suggestion.
not saying that's bad or good. I'm just saying it's really good. I like the lawyerly talk.
At the end of the day,
kind of
Like a Republican tell people to vote for Republicans and Democrats vote for Democrats. That's the way it works. You know?
I can vote for whoever I want. They can't see how I
But your
vote.
group's going to say, we want you to vote for these guys.
Here's the list that we want you to vote.
The fact of the matter is that the CSM base of the no block is bigger, right? So even if these no blocks aren't telling their members how to vote, they still have the
And then with brand recognition,
it's beneficial to them.
I'm in
to-
Chad,
There's more people.
If I'm in Goons, I'm going to vote the Goon guy. That's
There's more people. There's more people outside the no blocks than there are inside the no blocks, but the people that are within the no blocks are focused, organized, and properly pushed to go out and vote. Every member of Goons Forum and every member of Test will probably get anywhere from 5 to 50 fucking pings throughout the voting process to remind them to vote. The people in HiSec, they will get no reminders aside from maybe one from CFCP. And their encouragement to vote will be, do I think this is going to make a difference? And being that most of them have, no CSM
even
member
know-
really talking to them, what is their incentive to vote, right?
So do you think that having streams, Twitch streamers out there doing multiple interviews on different CSM candidates and stuff, do you think that makes a difference at all in the voting?
There's like five,
not even close.
people, or let's say
Look who's on the fucking CSM this year. Corvald, who is a fucking Twitch streamer, is on the CSM this year, and I can guarantee you, he was
Discord
not,
of thousands of people. He's a Discord of thousands of people.
right. But is he the biggest Twitch streamer for Eve?
No,
he's not even close.
No, but he was. He was on the Trash Talk Tuesday CSM debates though, so I mean that did give him maybe like an extra 10, 15 votes.
Huge leg up.
I would say like Matt. 12, 13.
The things that made Torvald a good candidate were that he had a specific knowledge set, he had a voting base, and he leveraged those things, right? He had some ability to get his message out through his Twitch stream. The majority of candidates have no real specialty, they have no real voting base, and they have no real communication with the public. And those are the three things you need.
Yeah, the problem with democracy is it's a fucking popularity contest, and I think that it's really stupid. But that's just me.
I mean, to a degree it is, but usually popularity is one of the things that already determines if you're going to be a good candidate. I hate to put it like that, but
No, you are correct.
generally the
yes,
guy who sits in the back corner of the office and does the really complex math equations is not the guy you want talking to a company about the way in which they strategize, at a hyper macro level.
In my view, that's a problem with the fucking company, not the individual. Personally, I'd like the most fucking uncorrupted data and ability to execute in any.
But you're not going to get that
conversation.
uncorrupted data.
No, I get
that's
that,
not what
because
CCP gives you.
Because people are no, I know, but just generally, dude, like the entire process is really stupid because people are stupid. But that's my entire point. Sorry, I just want to shit on democracy. Continue.
What do you want to shit on democracy for? What's the purpose?
Filled with really superficial fucking content that then generates votes, which I think is really stupid. But anyway. Like you would think that like there are people who can make there are people who can make arguments that would probably like result in there's only going to be like out of like I don't know 30 candidates for the CSM, right? There's really only going to be like 8 or 9, like the top 8 or 9 or 10, right? But those people may or may not get elected depending on their popularity and whether or not they're part of a null block. So if they are part of a null block, they're more than likely going to be popular already, right? And then if they're not part of a null block, then they're their popularity is like 100%. Like their ability to get the CSM is like 100% dependent on their popularity because they're not from said group, right? So they need like Twitch essentially. They need to get their message out.
They don't need Twitch. They just need to be a valuable member of the community.
Well, let's be honest
they
here.
need to be
Twitch
a
is
popular member of the community is the problem.
They need something that gets their voice out, essentially.
If you don't have a way to speak to people, how do people know that you're the person you are?
That being said, there's a shitload of social media now, so like there really aren't that many excuses for not getting your voice out, I guess.
With that being said, even social media is
you're right.
It's pretty garbage. Yeah, you're right.
What do you mean? Hashtag tweet fleet, hashtag EVE Online is beautiful.
What, Redline, think about this. If EVE Online made a TikTok, what would be the outcome?
There would be no followers because EVE Online is not TikTok content.
Maybe the scope would make videos again. You know, that's the kind of short format.
What would they do? Having fucking characters walking in stations doing TikTok dances or some shit like that? Actually, is anybody from CCP still watching? Because that's a genius fucking idea.
If EVE Online made a TikTok, some poor kids would go get their mommy or daddy's credit card and begin trying to double their ISK IRL. Like that's literally what would happen.
And
it's a great
what's
idea
wrong with that?
I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing. I'm saying that's literally if EVE Online were to make a TikTok, if we're going to be that abstract and metaphorical, then that's exactly what would happen.
How is it abstract and metaphorical to make a TikTok?
If so because EVE Online is not a single entity is the problem, right? Like it's a video game, but it's not like an entity in of itself. So if we're going to say that EVE Online, the video game, is capable of making a TikTok, it is abstract and metaphorical. Unless CCP somehow gives the video game like some kind of AI so that it can make TikToks, in which case then I guess it's neither abstract or
CCP has the EVE Online Twitter account. What we're saying is a CCP curated, EVE Online TikTok account. Okay,
just make Aura so she can do all of the dances on TikTok, and then it'll be good.
She can make songs that blow up on TikTok. Because...
All right, so then we say if Aura were to make a TikTok.
Uh-huh.
Well, no, but you said EVE Online. Never mind, dude. It's whatever.
Or Aura.
I understand. I understand tonight specifically tonight. I understand why you don't really get along with me, like just generally. I understand that now. I completely understand the miscommunications that happened between myself and then the majority of the other people on this show and the Twitch stream. I understand completely now. It's crystal clear.
We're all gonna work on that, right, Loki?
No, we don't have to work on that. I don't give a fuck. Don't work on that. That doesn't matter. It's just understanding the miscommunications is what's important.
That's the first step to fixing them. You know what the second step to fixing them is?
Get a hammer and bust everything.
Is if we actually do final thoughts on the stream and we end it without going on for an extra 2 hours. And then I play the credits and they work perfectly.
That sounds amazing.
Right?
I think that's a great idea.
Hello, another one. I see you. Another 12455. I see you in the chat. I notice you every time. You're my biggest fan, and I appreciate you.
You're not supposed to encourage them, Redline.
I have to. You gotta
we
encourage
don't
your
read
fans.
chat.
We do read chat. We do read chat. At the end of the day, we're Twitch streamers. Well, I'm a Twitch streamer.
Redline, I have a question. How much Red Bull have you drank it? Jesus Christ.
Today?
Yes.
None. Why?
That's why.
Volvin, you better be glad Dirk's not here anymore because drinking is not a word.
Look, don't stop
Volvin, do you know how much energy drink I've had today?
A lot.
2 cans of Monster, which is not enough.
Let's be clear here, guys. Energy drinks aren't good for you. Have a coffee or a tea.
Actually, my wife brought me breakfast this morning, and I had a nice coffee with it. It was very nice. I'm a very lucky guy.
Here's the reason that that coffee has fallen out of favor with American troops is because the MREs that they eat fuck up with their stomachs enough, so they can't,
Marius, are you in the fucking military?
Baby shit. Discord
then
blocker
shut
boy.
the fuck up. Jesus Christ.
Can I get a shirt too, Billy?
There's a t-shirt now.
Jesus.
I was just parroting what my dad, who actually was in the army, said. So
Was.
yeah,
Gee, like.
It wasn't that long ago.
That's okay.
And you're talking about current trends.
We do support informed opinions and people speaking from people speaking from their own personal experience rather than somebody else.
Energy drink coming about at the same time as TikTok, so Aura can.
Marius, I think we need a break, dude. I think we need a little break, just a tiny one.
So, when I was in college, I sometimes had 14 cans of Monster in a single day.
Oh, listen, let me be clear. There's no shortage of fucking troops fucking, rocking the monsters and dip and everything else. It's just like, this is not, no, we're not having this conversation.
It's not the mood. We can have it after the stream ends. So we're gonna do final thoughts. You can do a final thought if you want to. Just we'll start at the top and work our way down. So we'll start off with 3-foot Ninja 65, who I still need to talk to, by the way.
We'll work on that after, bro.
It's been so fucking busy.
But yeah, no, I feel it. My final thoughts is I mentioned throughout the stream that I'm a nobody, guys. But my name really is 3-foot Ninja 65. I am the best rapper in New Eden. I just want to, catch me out. We catch the fade. I'm chilling
Are you
out.
gonna have a rap battle in here?
No, not currently.
Not currently. We're working on a segment for later.
All right, Volvin, you just got here, but I guess if you want a final thought, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I've been watching the stream for a little over an hour now. Definitely has been excellent topics with you guys. And the only thing I've got to say is fly safe.
Okay. Rundle? Late man?
Yeah, sorry, I had a little bit blowing up, so I appreciate you keeping my avatar up. A little shout out to Redline, appreciate you, man.
I didn't put an X on it this time.
No X on it, no deleting me, no substituting with Bill, which is really nice when you don't do that. But yeah, I guess he's in the doghouse. So anyways, a little shout out to just my fellow Eve players. And remember, if it happens on our timetable and not your timetable, it doesn't fucking matter. It's our timetable, not yours.
All right, Gurgoran?
My final thoughts are that my favorite part of this show is that sometimes I get to spout whatever nonsense I think sounds funny, and I don't really get to do that as much on talking stations.
Congratulations. All right. Next up, we've got Baby Shit Discord Blocker Boy.
Yeah. My final thought is go ahead and look at the merch site for Trash Talk Tuesday.
Thank you.
We got some new additions. And I think you'll enjoy them.
There's a
I have no
t-shirt?
stake. I have no stake in any of this merchandising, but I think it would be great if you just took a look.
Oh, so good. All right. Donathan?
A, I have a new shirt to rock and or just sleep in. And B, it's always fun. Shut up. It's also always fun to watch Daddy Billy crack the whip.
Wow. That was
What?
interesting.
Don, I cracked the whip on him just like I cracked the whip on you, calling out bullshit wherever I see it.
I'm talking about making a
Oh my God,
storm.
that was Billy's last. That was his final thought. We got a final thought out of Billy.
Oh no, I had an actual final thought.
I think he has actual final thoughts tonight, though.
Oh my God, it's gonna.
So
Billy, are you more of a sadist or just a controlist?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. All right.
What?
So Dominarch.
Yeah, man, I fucking forgot what I was gonna say.
All right.
Hold on. It'll come to me eventually. I'm old.
Okay.
Yeah, it will.
All right, Loki.
All right, I have two things to say. First of all, vote for Riker 514 because he's running for CSM, and he probably needs all the votes that he can get. No, it's Riker from Between Two Keepstars. So vote for that dude because he's cool, I guess. And also Rundle, say my name, bitch. Say my name.
Your name is Heisenberg, right?
Okay. And then Marius. Did you have a thought for?
I already gave my final thought, idiot.
Oh, did you? This looks like somebody changed your name back from
unnecessary
baby
name
shit Discord blocker boy to your normal name, so I couldn't tell.
You want me to give another final thought?
No, it's okay. We've had enough of your thoughts for one lifetime.
Alright,
All right,
fair
Rain.
enough.
Hope we're all having fun in this game.
Fuck, this game sucks.
I love this game. Shut up. It's a great fucking game.
All right, and Redrin, how about you?
My final thought for the night is to all the lovely members of the Imperium hate watching tonight. I've got a pleasant message for you. You are currently encircled. Your space has been burnt. You are not taking it back. And we are going to slowly and meticulously kill your fucking alliance and take your fucking space, because that's what Pappy is all about. And you can squeal and you can cry and you can, call to the stars to help you, but nothing is going to save you. Tani and all of your boys, we are coming and we are going to break you over our fucking knee just like a bad child, because that is what you are in this game, and that is all you will ever be. You can squeal, you can complain, but inevitability is here, and we are inevitable.
Don, I can also sell pants
I'm
if you
saying
need
he's probably a sadist.
I do also sell pants if you need a change after that speech. just saying.
This
feel like that
Redmond
was-
guy, he sounds a lot like Billy.
This what now? Oh,
know who you're
I see what you mean. All right. Anyways, so instead of me giving final thoughts, I saw a gauntlet go down in chat earlier, where someone named Dark Lord Runner said that he would always be down to rap battle 3-foot Ninja 6'5", and
Absolutely.
and 3-foot Ninja 6'5" responded by saying he's always down for the smoke. And I think instead of me giving final thoughts, I'm gonna get a Discord bot to throw a beat in the Discord, and I'm just gonna let them rap battle and see how it turns out. Can I get an X in the Twitch chat if that's something you want to see?
Round 3, Dark Lord. You ready, bro?
And
Fuck yeah, I'm ready.
See a few X's, so I think we're gonna go for it. All right.
I think. Wait.
But you go first on this rap, by the way.
You need to start selling your earplugs right now.
Yeah, start selling those earplugs, boys.
All right. Let me just. So I think I got the bot here.